About here like Christian, just like.
Yeah, now that you say it, I can see like the white jacket and everything.
Yes,
I know because I know what the album cover looks like. I know what it is, but the glare from your lights, you can't see that thing.
Yeah. I got 2 copies of it, so one of them I decided to put in the frame. It's the 40th anniversary of Thriller.
Like I'm telling you, you'd be better off to just get posters. Posters.
That might be a good idea to get a bunch.
Because then somebody could actually see what they are versus having to guess.
Yeah, my whole thing was I was going to get all my favorite albums framed anyway and hang them up in my house. But I said I'll just bring them down here when I'm recording and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to get
just the 2 of them that nobody can see, and
no, it's going to be like
then
all together probably be like 6.
It's not enough.
Yeah, and it's like you're going to do that every time you record and take them down and put them back up. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Eventually,
just bring back the old classic Lions and Tigers and Bears. Oh my!
What you do is you get pictures of your favorite 6 and you have them made into a big collage canvas. And you just hang that.
That could work.
That's thinking.
That in fact could work.
I mean, look, I am the king of canvas.
Make it bigger than what you got, please. God.
Yeah.
They just look lonely. It just looks sad.
It does look sad.
It's
like you know what it looks like? It looks like your office is like one of the, like, I'm not sure if you guys had it, but like if you went to high school where they had like trailers outside because the school wasn't big enough. So they sent you outside to like the trailers for class. That's what you look like.
Yes, we had that.
Yeah.
Like you've got like the seam in the wall and everything, you know?
Yeah, like Senior said, look at his grandma's living room. Yeah, it's sad and it's missing any kind of anything.
Life. Yeah, but that's how my office is. Well, this is not my office. This is the main office you come into.
Do you work in it?
Office is,
are you running the business?
No. Yes.
Then it's
usually,
your office.
I'm out in the front. Usually, this where I'm sitting at right now is where my son usually does his schoolwork at. Because, they do homeschooling and stuff, so they do it in the office while I'm doing work in front. Since this is very secluded, nobody can bother.
Why aren't you recording from your office then?
Because it's a bigger area, and my dog is right there. You would hear everything he does.
Okay.
And I don't record in my house because of the goddamn parrot.
I got you. Noise.
Parrot just makes noise all damn day. He's a piece of shit.
Why do you still have the parrot?
Fucking kill him because it's my grandmother's parrot.
Yeah, my wife.
And she gave it to me, so I have to take care of it.
Where is your grandmother?
Not here.
So give her the parrot.
And she
doesn't want the parrot. No, she's alive.
But she wants to keep living.
She works here. She said
okay.
come to work.
I mean, you don't know. You were like, not here. She's gone. Like, I was just, you never know.
She's at her home.
Like my wife. My wife has both of her sets of grandparents. I don't have any parents, mom, dad, aunts, uncles, grandparents. They're all still alive. They live forever, apparently. I keep telling her, I keep joking with her. I'm like, you better start hitting some cardio, like getting some crunches in. She's like, what? You have to find another man. Like, I'm not here for that long.
You're here
I'm
for a good time. A long time.
Exactly. Told her that's what I wanted my tombstone. Exactly that. Yeah. Was here for a good time, not a long time.
That's a good one.
That sounds like you.
Yeah.
Either way, Delvin, if the parrot just disappeared and you just told your grandma it died,
she would know. She would know. She would 100% know. And these parrots live for a long goddamn time.
Blame it on one of the cats.
One of the many cats that you have.
They're at her house.
Or the dog.
She has
all of them?
They're at her house. All the cats.
Okay, so
now
get
it's 30 cats.
It's 30 cats?
Yes, and what? Put the cat in the cage? That bird might kill them cats.
It's
30 cats now.
There's 30 cats.
More babies.
My aunt had a cat, a bird, and it was mean.
A piece of shit.
Yeah, birds are disgusting. My wife wants
bird
one.
has literally bitten everybody in the family. Everyone.
Of course. Yeah.
I hate that bird.
Okay.
You
guys ready to start?
Sure.
Oh, we haven't started already? Yeah.
I mean, we've started, but we haven't started.
We got
to get the bumper in here at some point, or Dev won't put it in the show. He's not mixing multiple sound files. Like If we don't put it in, he won't play it. He's like, well, we just no intros this week.
Yeah, this is
no. It'd have been an intro into this. It just.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dad Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvin Stomp a mud hole in him and walk 'em dry Cox. How are we doing this evening?
For a second, I thought John 32 was saying, did I miss the Scottie Pippen conversation? Like, oh, Scottie Pippen. Yeah, I know him.
He could have had a whole different career if he had caught on to that. Maybe about like 8 years too early, but like definitely that second half. He got a whole brand, a rap label, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
WWE appearances, like whole
Scottie
different
Pippen.
outlook. His own shoe, you know, like his own thing.
Pippins.
I mean, Scottie Pippen had some shoes. He had his own shoe.
No,
Did he?
This was whack.
Yeah, he did. No. The Pippins were
Delvin.
dope.
No.
Air
First of all,
Pippins
Donnie,
sound way better than Air Pippins.
I mean, they do sound better, but his shoes were dope.
I wouldn't know.
Future take his girl.
Yeah, I know you would.
Like,
Yeah, Future did take his girls.
I wouldn't know.
You can't.
I mean,
you can't,
Scottie
you can't
Pippen
that.
he could never
I just know that
be
if
Scottie
he had
Pippen.
gone as Scotty, you know, Big Pimpin', like a whole different thing. The social media age is a whole different level of stardom.
Have you heard him speak?
Completely.
I mean, there's no way he could pull any of that off. He just that's
Scottie
not him.
Pippen better than Penny Hardaway? Definitely.
Probably.
You know what?
Scottie
I'm going to
Pippen
say no.
all-timer.
Know why? Because
he's an
not only
all-timer.
did he let Future take
It's
his girl,
nothing to do with
he
basketball.
let Jordan's son take his girl. Now you are a simp.
That's
I
true.
can't let this-
That's true. You know
Doesn't have
what?
anything
You
to do with how
automatically
good of a basketball
lose
player you are.
all basketball stripes for letting that happen. Just
Wow.
out the window.
You can't let Jordan's son take your wife.
That's like Ben Simmons. You were good, and then we don't know what happened. This
It
is
has
like the
nothing to
Ben
do with him
Simmons.
playing basketball.
It has everything to do with playing basketball. Everything.
It doesn't. But everything. You can't let that
Scottie
happen.
Pippen was a bad dude.
He was,
He was.
and then
People don't
he
know
wasn't.
because a lot of people don't know him outside of Jordan, but like in college and stuff, he was a bad dude.
Oh, he was excellent.
Yeah.
He could have easily led the Bulls to a championship. He was that
Led him
good.
to- I don't know about him to a championship, but he definitely got him into the playoffs.
Put him in the
and-
mix. Yeah, put him in the mix. Yeah, he's good
Yeah.
enough. Put him in
He
the
needed
mix.
more pieces when Jordan left. They didn't give him enough pieces.
That's true.
He wasn't a leader. That's the other thing. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't leading that
Clearly,
team.
he wasn't.
Yeah. Of course, my Gardeners sounds like they've decided to show up yet again at 6:45 on a Wednesday.
It's all yours.
It's just ridiculousness. Why do they keep doing this?
I was saying something really offensive, but Donnie did it, so never mind.
Hey, I mean, is it offensive? Is it racist if it's true? Is it true, Dev?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh, man. So, anyways, what have you been playing this week, Elvin? What have you been playing? What you been up to?
Nothing. I'm still playing Resident Evil 4. I'm
Okay.
on chapter
Ew.
10. It's
What
great.
chapter are you on?
Chapter 10.
Okay. In the castle? Is
Yeah, I guess I'm deeper in the castle now.
that 10? I don't remember what chapter names.
Yes, you know, you got
I'm still in
like
the castle.
Salazar, I think is
I'm
his
still in
name.
the castle. But I did play a little bit this week. I
Well-
did kind of get back into it. I think I'm about to leave the
Yeah,
castle, though.
I mean, I think I am too. I think I'm almost out of it
Nice.
based on everything that happened.
Is it as amazing as everybody says it is?
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's pretty
Okay.
incredible.
It's really good. If you like Resident Evil 4 before, you'll probably love this one.
Like Naughty Dog games, you'll probably love it.
Okay, there you go. Haley just answered this. 8 to 12, chapter 8, 7 to 12 is the castle.
Okay.
So I
Then I'm
two
probably
more
in like
chapters
chapter
before I get
11
out.
or 12.
Okay. But it's still fun. They've added some things I didn't expect. Well, they added one thing I didn't expect, which I don't want to spoil, but it was a really interesting thing that I almost groaned at. Like, why are they making me do this? But I'm like, all right, this wasn't so
What
bad.
is it?
You want me to spoil it?
I don't care.
You know, I'm never gonna play it. And the game is
so damn
out.
Old.
It's
been out
old
for
as
a
hell.
month.
Who
Come on,
cares?
man.
Spoil
They
that
added
shit.
a section where you get the players on what her name, the president's daughter,
Yeah.
which you didn't do in the original game. Like, huh? When I first got there, I'm like, oh god, they're making me do this shit. But it wasn't that bad. It was pretty decent. I'm like, okay, I can deal with this.
Does it actually add to the story?
I was just about to say the same thing.
That was in the original?
I thought it was in the original.
I don't remember
too.
it being in the original at all.
But I didn't remember enough to be like, no, it wasn't. Haley does.
I don't remember that being in the original at all.
I would trust Haley.
You have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust Haley.
Definitely go to on Resident Evil lore. Like whatever Haley says, I would. Trust.
Haley,
Yeah, I'm
was it the
tressing her on
same way
that.
you play it? You have to run.
I don't know what my
around and
face
do a
looked like
puzzle.
when he said that, but if it wasn't clear, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like
I don't remember that. I don't remember that section at all.
In the original,
but I was like, ugh, don't make me play this section. But it wasn't that bad. It was actually fine. It was.
Apparently, it wasn't that bad in the original because you don't remember it.
I don't remember it at all in the original.
Yeah,
I do not have. I don't
wasn't that
remember
bad?
that at
a
all.
long time ago. I don't blame you.
Or it was completely missable. Completely forgettable, probably.
I feel like I remember a lot of games like story beats, but I forget all kinds of gameplay beats all the time. I don't even have to go that far ago. Like that long ago, I just forget stuff that's in games.
I remember a lot of gameplay beats. The story beats come and go. Like I remember, like the main fight, the knife fight that's in Resident Evil 4. I remember that clearly. That was like an amazing moment. I'm talking about the original one. I don't know how it's done in the remake, so don't kill me. I remember I remember the beginning village part. I remember those like beats and moments like that. But I did not remember any section you played as Ashley before. I'd probably be like, ugh. It must have been completely forgettable in the original version.
Oh, that's so loud.
There they go. There they go.
Oh God, that's so funny.
All we're missing is just me upstairs with the parrot making a damn noise, and it'll be perfect.
What?
But yeah, Resident Evil was cool.
Yeah.
I'm also, as you can see, and failing at completely. I'm getting some of my albums that I love, and I'm framing them up because I want to hang them all around my house. So far, I have. That's my new thing I'm doing now because since Chelsea got me into buying albums again, I said, let me get some of the ones I really like, and I want to like do like a little section of my house that has them framed up. So you can't see it because for some reason my camera looks so far back, but I have here. I'll pull it down.
It's like some coasters. You have some drink coasters that you've put up on the wall.
Transformers the movie.
You should be.
Which is my favorite movie of all time. The animated one.
That's ridiculous.
That album is great. It's a great movie.
Yes, it is.
You wouldn't know because you weren't there. You weren't there.
Okay.
Exactly. Great movie. Great album. Donnie probably knows the song "The Touch" from that. What movie that was?
You got the touch.
It originally came from Transformers the movie. It was originally made for Cobra, but it was in Boogie Nights, if I remember correctly. I did that right. Yeah, that's correct. But I love this album. I got to interview Stan Bush on the podcast. That was a career highlight for me. I could have stopped podcasting there, but I chose stupidly to continue. That's how I got here.
Just to water it down repetitively.
just continue on. They said you peaked. I peaked and said, let's keep fucking going.
It's all downhill from here, baby. Let's go.
Exactly. And the other album I got.
He's talking about
as he grabs his other coaster.
He says you can't have albums in the office because old people come up. He is Transformers.
Yes, my favorite album of all time, Michael Jackson Thriller.
With Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't have Nas up there, but I can have Michael Jackson.
Oh, I'm gonna get Nas.
I feel like Michael Jackson is definitely gonna have more questions asked than Nas.
You would hope.
Yes, probably so.
Like,
Probably so.
if that's deserved.
Yeah.
I have on the way the Blueprint by Jay-Z. I wanted to get the Black Album in vinyl, but that shit is $90.
That's ridiculous.
Absolutely not.
Again, like Donnie said, just, get canvases of them and put them on the wall instead of the actual album.
It looks more like decor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not coasters on your really sad ass white wall.
Yeah, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna go with the actual albums, you need a lot more. Like you just need to. You're like, I'm getting 6
and bigger.
You need like 30.
6 was the idea.
You need a lot more.
6 was the idea.
You need to like multiply that by 10.
Because I was thinking about putting them all around my house, but I may do more. May go 10.
What if you?
I do want, like I said, I want to
maybe look up a frame. There's probably an album frame where you can do them in quarters. Go like 4x4. Therefore, like it's one big picture.
That could work.
Then like do them in 4s and like quartets. Put those around the house. Because then you could put like one cube in each of the panel behind you, like with the seam. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. I might just try that. But yeah, there's a couple more I want to get. I want to get Nas. Probably I'm gonna get
Pearl Jam.
maybe Stillmatic.
Steel Dragon. Black Sabbath. Twisted Sister.
No.
He's just making up shit at this point. He's just making up stuff. Just words.
No, those are all actual groups.
No, it's just words. It's just random strings of letters put together.
I'm trying to think what a rock album would I get. I don't know. I feel like I do need one.
Whichever one has Run DMC on it. Run DMC
and
Aerosmith.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers Stadium Arcadium. The best album they've
I'm going to buy you that, Donnie, and send you that.
The vinyl? I mean, okay. I will put it on display. I have no need for vinyl, but I will put it on display. I will hang it on the wall.
That's what you use it for. Just put it on display on your wall.
Yeah.
Put it somewhere back
there. Stadium Arcadium.
Album's amazing.
It's pretty good.
It's the double album too.
Yeah.
You get the twofer. If you're gonna go for the quartets, you could do them opposing quarters.
You gotta get Biggie Life After Death.
That's a good one, Dev. I might have that one. Did they because Amazon has this thing where they send you vinyls a month for like
you're part of the vinyls a month club.
Wow, that is shit, right?
You're so old.
That right? It's like they took a thing that's cool and they made it so not cool.
Yeah.
You're part of the Vitals per month club.
It's like I subscribe to the 40-year-old woman subscription.
But they have this thing now that they do when you could pick your genre and they'll send you the vinyl of the month.
You need.
I think they sent me Biggie.
Linkin Park Meteora.
I have to check them.
We're looking for rap albums.
He said a rock album. He specifically stated that he was looking
only
for
after you started naming off rock bands, but he was talking
I do feel
about
like I need
rap albums.
I do feel like I need one rock album up there.
Just one.
Like one solid one that I like a lot. Queen could work.
Yeah, Queen could definitely work.
Sure.
It's not Downey's type of rock, but Queen bangs.
Need Funkadelic up there.
That's a good choice. That's a good one.
Sly and the Family Stone.
How are you not going to put Rumors up there?
Easy.
No, it's not easy.
It's very easy.
No doubt, Tragic Kingdom.
No, absolutely the fuck not.
Incredible album cover. I'm just looking through album covers.
I was thinking of Nirvana. That album cover would get me locked up.
Metallica, Master of Puppets.
There you go, Kyle. The Puck got a good choice. Journey. I like Journey a lot.
Yeah. Journey gets
Journey's
it done.
a good one.
Donnie just doesn't like any of our popular rock choices. That's basically what it boils down to.
We're black, so
we're black.
A lot of the rock choices we heard were the ones that were on the radio. What's that song with that white boy singing on the radio?
I just said a bunch of white people singing rock music.
Right, and we don't know any of them. Yeah, we don't know any of the ones you mentioned.
Oh, you do.
Who? Yeah, what's a Black Sabbath? It just sounds made up. There you go. Don't stop believing.
That's the one that get played everywhere.
That's the one where we go out with our white friends. We go to some bar, and all of a sudden, everybody's singing it. That's how we know.
I'm
it.
thinking of it more as like decorative, like the album cover, and less of like my favorite.
That too. It plays both plays into it. You're correct. Decorative and something that I like a lot. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the Beatles.
Cyndi Lauper.
Everybody likes the Beatles. They just don't know
it's an iconic cover.
I like Cyndi Lauper. I like
Nirvana's cover is an iconic cover.
Not the one. I'm not using that one. If you're talking about the song, I'm not putting that on my wall. Damn, do you know the Nirvana cover I'm talking about?
Of course. Everybody knows that cover.
I think it's called, what is it called?
Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, of course.
That's a good one.
The album cover of all album covers.
Yes.
Literally, I think more people can recognize that album cover than the actual band.
I'd probably recognize the album cover and have no idea.
Yeah, you've seen it on T-shirts and stickers and stuff. You're like, oh, that thing.
Yeah. Once
people even know the music.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, kids wear it to school and shit. No idea.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
Give me a Daft Punk album or something instead.
Yeah. The Gorillaz.
Daft Punk's good. That's a good one. Or Gorillaz.
Dire Straits.
Gorillaz good. Who?
Dire Straits.
Stop making up shit, Donnie.
I'm not making up anything. You know Dire Straits.
Rejected.
Wow.
Even better.
Get that out of here.
Delvin, look up the album cover for The Strokes. Is This It cover?
Okay. The
Put
Strokes.
that on the wall. The Strokes.
While he looks that up, I will talk about my week. So I turned 42 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Had a birthday. I'm old. Not as old as Delvin. Not as young as Donnie.
I didn't even know it was your birthday.
Yeah. I don't really,
say nothing.
You've been MIA for a minute.
Yeah, I was really busy at work on Monday. Yesterday was my birthday and I was hella tired. I'm not feeling well today. So I've been real chill, real low key. Had a very nice birthday. My wife made it all nice. She made me lasagna. So that was real good. But yeah, I just wasn't feeling well, so I didn't do a whole lot.
German chocolate.
I tried. No. Okay, we went across the street and got ice cream. My kid's school was doing like a fundraiser, and across the street they have a place called Cold Stone. I don't know if you guys have those on the East Coast. Okay,
Cold Stone we have.
Yeah, you never know. So I went there, got ice cream, came back, had lasagna, and just kind of chilled out. Watched, made my family watch The Mandalorian because it's my day, so we're gonna watch what I want to watch. Then watched some playoff basketball and attempted to play Burning Shores, the DLC, and just wasn't feeling well. And just by 10 o'clock, I was done. I was like, I don't feel well.
What's your deal? What's up? Why aren't you feeling well?
I'm just sick. Just not feeling great. Called out today, stayed home, slept most of the day. No reason. Just not feeling great.
Being sick on your birthday is the fucking worst.
Yeah,
it is awful.
It sucked. It was not fun. But it was cool. I'm just recovering now, just chilling, hanging out. May try to play Burning Shores.
While that's happening, while Dev's dealing with his problem, I will say this. This Strokes album, this is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, put that on the wall. I dropped a bunch of recommendations in the chat. I'm just flooding the chat with
this album covers. Yeah.
Albums. You need the Scott Pilgrim album. That's an easy one. Yeah, you got to put the Scott Pilgrim on the wall.
That's a good idea.
You need some Zeppelin. You need some Stones. You need some Pink Floyd.
I just got the game. You know how Limited Run has those like mystery grab boxes?
Great album. Like just the cover alone, just the look. But yes,
that's a good one too.
Mystery bundles.
So pick one rock album and get the rest of the rap albums. We need rap albums flooding the chat at this point. Let's get the rap albums flooding.
I think he's good on that part. I think he's got that down.
Nah. I need more rap. Need more hip hop.
So racist.
I'm curious. I want to see what the chat says when it comes to the rap albums. I want to see what they try to give me. I'm interested in that. I'm seeing
Bone
some
Thugs.
really solid rock choices here, brother.
Bone Thugs.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
I was going to say my last one, Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast. It's a great cover.
Okay, I'm gonna look that one
It's
up.
just
too.
very epic. Bad Out of Hell. Another one. You need a Juvenile cover.
Ugh.
What's the name of that Iron Maiden album cover?
Number of the Beast. It's got like, it's just like
Number
very
of the
80s.
Beast?
There's like a devil on it and like a ghost and skull and stuff. It's just got a wild look.
Sounds like rock and roll.
Or if I bring this album cover to my house, they're gonna put me in the church every day. they're gonna have people come to my house.
We're here to save your soul, Delvin.
We need Things Fall Apart. The Roots.
The Roots. That's a great one. That's a great one.
Oh, that one on there.
Philadelphia Half-Life. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of my favorite albums of all time. I love The Roots.
Roots
I
are
don't talk
amazing.
about the
I
Roots
wish they
nearly
would have
enough
put
as I
them in. I wish they'd have put them in Rock Band. That was my only wish. Like, here's an actual like band that we could put in Rock Band.
What is your
And
favorite
never happened.
Outkast album cover?
Whew. That's hard.
Mine is AT Aliens.
That's the one I love.
Yeah, that's probably
But I
the
like
one that should go on the
Stankovia's
wall.
album cover.
That one's a good too. But I like
You know what? Instead of the album covers, get the
Criminal is great
discs.
too.
Just get the actual disc covers and put those on the wall instead. Do you remember what the CDs look like?
Yes, I
Do
do.
you remember?
I will also be getting dragged to church if I put those CD covers on.
need
Elvin, you doing some sitting.
the Last Dawn album cover. The Master
The
P.
Master P one?
Yeah.
That's a good cover.
And the Chronic.
I remember liking that album.
Yeah, me too.
I did not like Master P at all.
Go figure. When you get more rap in here, don't you quit talking about these white people? You
Why do you like
black
P?
people. I don't like him.
I just never liked No Limit. I didn't like any of their stuff.
I get not like the Silk the Shocker because he was terrible.
He was awful. He was fucking awful. I didn't like Master P either.
That's probably why I liked it. It's just that it was awful enough that I could dig it.
It's also
It wasn't mine.
gross.
I didn't have it. Don't get me wrong. It was a friend of mine's, but I listened to it when I was at his
Silk the
house.
Shocker was absolutely terrible.
He was
Somebody
ass.
said on Twitter that Silk the Shocker was so bad at finding the beat, he would lose the beat and then find it again by accident.
Basically, God, he was terrible. Yeah,
He was
ugh.
so bad.
Yeah. I'm outside of Outkast. I just didn't like Southern rap. I still
I
don't.
need Wu-Tang. Yeah.
Wu-Tang
The
Forever.
Marshall Mathers LP. Great album cover. Or at least
That's a great one.
noticeable. Memorable.
All Eyes on Me probably will go up there most likely.
Machiavelli's a better album cover though.
It is. It is. It's a great album. That one also probably get me drunk in the church.
You put Country Grammar on the wall.
Hell no.
That's a good one.
Ugh.
Dale doesn't like anybody from the South.
I like
He
Nelly.
barely likes me.
I like
Is
Nelly.
that the
I
South?
like Nelly.
Missouri, the South?
Yeah, it's not really the South. Nelly is
It
in the same
borders
politics.
Nebraska.
They consider it.
It's
They
definitely
consider
not.
it the
That's the
South when it
Midwest.
comes to the
No,
Midwest,
they don't. It's
they
called
consider it when it
Midwest
comes to
Swing.
Today, here's what
It's
I
called
did.
Midwest Swing. It's definitely not considered the South.
You New York, not you New Yorkers. You guys, neither one of you guys from New York. But anybody who's not from New York
You
and
New York,
California, they consider the South.
That's
Who's
just because
they?
that's
For some
just
strange
coastal elitism.
Who is they?
People who are
Nelly
New
himself, they
Yorkers.
talk about the Midwest. It's the Midwest. They're definitely
Yeah,
not claiming the
it is.
South.
Yeah, it's the
No,
loop.
they're not. For years, they called Scarface the South. That's not the
Houston. It's close
South.
enough.
It's Houston.
That
That's not
counts.
the South.
That's the South. Houston is
Yeah,
definitely
that-
the South.
That's
That's
definitely
Texas.
the South.
It's the southern part of Texas as well. It's
Texas
the
is
South.
South.
That's,
Yes,
That counts.
Texas is the South,
that's
sir.
not-
Definitely does.
That's not the South. That's
It is.
Texas. Texas is
You're
its
just
own thing.
wrong. You can keep
Yeah,
saying it,
you're-
but it doesn't make it right.
You're totally wrong on this
Texas, Texas
It's
is
just
its own
wrong
thing.
on this
That's
one,
not
man.
the South. When people
Definitely
think of
is.
the South, they don't think of Texas. They think of
Yes,
in terms of
they
music.
A
do.
lot of people
In
do.
terms of music, they don't think of Texas.
It's because there's not a whole lot of. If you're talking about rap, there's not a whole lot of. Well, yeah, though,
that's
it's
my
still
point.
the South. It's still the South.
Yeah,
Like you think of Scarface, you think the South.
They think of
What country?
That's not what I'm not talking about where it's at. I know it's in. They think of Georgia. They think of Atlanta. They think
Georgia?
of Miami. They don't think in terms of music, hip hop music. They don't think of Texas as the South.
Yes, they fucking do.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
Technology.
It is what it is.
Show that all the time. Still looking at album covers while you guys argue over what's considered the South.
Yeah, we're not arguing over this anymore because that's a silly argument.
So, Donnie, what you been playing? What you been up to?
NBA Jam. Right there behind me.
It's in the back.
Boom shakalaka!
Got the countercade. After Delvin mentioned he had the arcade cabinet. I happen to know, I don't really know him. Like, we're not friends, but I've come across a person that sells arcade one-up stuff on Facebook. I don't know how he gets it. I'm not sure if he robs them or whatever, but he usually sells them at a discount. And I just messaged him and I was like, hey, how much are these? And the big ones that Delvin has, I think he was like 300.
No, I have that one.
That's
the one
you
I
have this one? Okay. And I was like,
that's the one I got for the exact same one I got for Christmas.
But he's like, I have these little ones and they just sit on your tabletop. I was like, oh, that's cool. How much is that? And he's like, $100.
Yeah.
So I went and picked up
Good
NBA
price.
Jam. So I've been playing NBA Jam in honor of the podcast and all of our bumpers and all of our talk and all of our basketballs in the mood.
If I remember correctly,
like real NBA Jam in a minute anyway.
For those who don't know, that one has 3 NBA Jam games on it. It has was it Game Time, NBA
Hang
Jam,
Time.
and the other
Hang Time.
Hang Time.
Hang Time.
NBA Jam
like
and
that.
NBA
NBA Jam
Jam
is another
Tournament Edition.
There we go. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah.
What rosters do they have?
Jack loves it. He's digging it. The rosters that were in those games. I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah. The only,
So, like, is it like the
about it
original NBA Jam Tournament Edition roster?
Correct.
We're talking like
Yeah.
the
That's
90s?
correct.
Okay.
Now, if there's a caveat to that, if you buy the big one, they have a Shaq edition
Yeah.
that has Shaq on the rosters.
Yep.
Who wasn't in the original NBA Jam games?
It wasn't?
No. He had the Reebok deal.
Correct.
So
I've been playing that. I've been playing a game called Splatter on Switch. I've been playing a lot of Retro Bowl. I've been playing a lot of Power Bros. I don't know, man. I played Resident Evil for a couple hours. I've just been fucking around. Not really into anything. I'm just kind of I want to finish Resident Evil, but I also am like just waiting for Advance Wars. So I'm just kind of
I'm on that
around
same
until I
kick.
get Advance Wars.
Just want to finish
the
Resident
original
Evil.
NBA Jam did have Shaq.
You
I knew
sure?
I wasn't tripping. Yeah.
I don't think it did.
He was in the original arcade version because I remember playing it at the barbershop.
I remember it being,
maybe it wasn't in the release on the.
I remember
It wasn't in the
being
release on consoles.
Penny,
but
Okay.
I remember it being Penny and Nick Anderson.
on the console edition, yes. But in the arcade, Shaq was in it.
I mean, I can boot it up and flip through it if you guys.
Let's go. We ain't got shit
Jack
up
is
better to
digging it. Jack, I didn't tell Jack I was getting it, so he just came home and he just came downstairs and I was just boom shakalaka. He was like, "What's this?" He was all.
This
You
is
can't
what
just
we
do
do
these
for fun,
things.
Jack.
He took it to his room and was playing. The other night. Yeah, that's the cool
Does
thing.
it just
about
run
these
on
that you just-
batteries?
No, it plugs right into the wall.
Okay.
Yeah,
The cool thing
it's
because
cool.
it's not very big, you can just you just pick it up.
Yes, it's not.
I
very
wish
big,
it had a handle or something, but now you just pick it up and take it with you.
but
Which is
it's
pretty cool.
an actual arcade cabinet. It's really good.
Yeah, I was
It's solid
impressed.
for the
I'm
price.
impressed by the screen. Screen's
Yeah,
nice
screen's
and
really good.
vibrant. Looks good. Yeah, it doesn't look cheap. I would expect it to look kind of cheapish. And it doesn't. It looks real nice.
For the price, you can't really beat it. It's great price.
Yeah, I think they're like $250, like new.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
So if you want to get one, there you go. And if I remember correctly, mine was way cheaper because it was like Black Friday was like $150 or something like that,
That
$170.
probably is true. Yeah, and this one
So
was
you probably
this
can
one was
wait.
used. This one was just like
so
in
you probably
his
can
garage.
wait, and you probably can get one for cheap if you want one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's solid.
Yeah,
And it's 3 games.
because I was thinking about unplugging or hooking up the Genesis. I think I have got it on the Genesis, like mini classic that I have, or I may have it on the Super Nintendo. I don't remember. But I just I remembered that I had that guy, and I just sent him a message, and he was like, "Yeah, I got one." So
Yeah,
that was fun.
I was
went
looking
to a
see if
car
they had
show.
on any other consoles.
Oh yeah, yeah. Tell
I
me about the
completely
car show.
forgot. I went to a
I
car
saw
show.
the pictures.
Yeah. So I had fun. That's how I spent all Saturday kind of out there doing that. Me and Jack had fun. Won a gift card. But just that show was a lot of fun. One, the weather was very nice. It was beautiful. So there was way more people out and about talking. So we just had a lot of people come and talk about the car, ask about the car, talk about their cars. Saw a lot of good cars. Saw a lot of really nice cars. Anybody that's friends with me on Facebook can post all my pictures and stuff over there.
Did Dr. Robotnik show up?
No. It looked fun.
No Eggman.
Damn.
It did look fun. Like you guys had a blast. And the car looked amazing.
I wish they had told us to bring cash. We didn't bring, I don't usually travel with cash. And they had a lot of extra things to do, but everything was cash. Everything was cash. So, and we had a good spot, so I didn't want to move and then try to come back. It was actually busy. They had people we were blocked in for a little while.
Oh, wow.
It was, it was weird. We didn't know Eggman, but I do have kind of a funny little tangent story I can fill some time with. Okay. The guy that we parked next to was strangely, I don't know, in disbelief about my car. Kept asking weird comments of just weird. He would just take a weird line of questioning. He would just be like, so is that real?
The fuck you mean is it real? It's a motherfucking car.
Right.
What the fuck does that mean?
And after I told him it was real, he was like, I don't know. What do you do? I don't he's an old guy, so I'm not gonna step in and go hard in the paint on the guy or anything like that.
I would.
But even after 40 minutes of sitting next to each other, he was like, I knew a friend in the 70s that had an AMC that looked like that. Had the louvers on it too. Almost insinuating that I had dolled up one of those. I'm just where is he going with this?
You got a BBL on your car.
Yeah, I'm what is with this path? I did meet a guy who has an Aspen, which is the sister version of my car. It's a clone from a different brand. And he owns apparently a bunch of cars. Actually, the guy that won the car show, he sold the car to him that he won with. It was a gorgeous 1971 Challenger that was purple. It was beautiful. Donnie's dream car. Told me he bought it for $90.
Jesus Christ.
We got people out here buying mortgages cars, That's just a thing that just people apparently was, I don't know. Some folks from the golden generation just have mortgages to drop on cars.
Apparently. Yeah. But yeah, we're in
cash.
A recession and all kind of other stuff.
In cash.
Jesus Christ.
In cash. It was a cash transaction. Anyway.
If somebody would say, Donnie, give me your car for $90,000. Would you sell it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 90 grand? Yeah.
90 grand.
I love the car.
In
but
cash. Unmarked bills.
90,000? Yeah, I would have to.
That motherfucker's a drug
dealer. But this guy was cool.
Dope man.
He found the motherfucker who dropped all the dimes on the streets and took them all.
But this guy has another car like mine. And I told him, I was like, that's, and his is a wagon. His is the mom car version. I was like, that's cool. But I mentioned to him, I was like, I got to find another hood because I want to put a scoop on mine, the scoop on the hood, give it that muscle look. And you could do, a lot of people did that with these cars, but it's a modification. They didn't come that way. You got to do it. Okay. And I'm not going to do it to the original hood because the car is all original. I'm not going to sully the car by cutting the hood up. So I want to find another hood. I want to find a junk hood, cut it up, put a scoop on it and paint it and put it on the car. Right. And he's like, I have a hood. He's like, I have an extra hood for my Aspen. I sent it to this body guy, a friend of mine. It's been in his barn for a couple years because I just gave up on it and never went to go get it. He's like, if you really want it to put a scoop on it, he's like, you can have it. was like, what, are you for real? He's
Yeah,
like,
you
yeah,
can have it?
you can just have it. Yeah, he's like, you can just have it. He's like, if you're actually going to do something with it. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, I got a shop and everything. Like I'll get the scoop and I'll take it to them and I'll probably do it. I don't know. It brings another problem into the picture because, you know, my car has stripes and the stripes are silver, like gray. So it's orange with gray stripes that go down the side. So you would probably want to do the hood in orange. Problem is trying to match like a 70-year-old orange is going to be really, really difficult. It probably doesn't matter how many times you shoot it. It's going to look a little different. So the obvious path to go would be to just paint it black. A lot of muscle cars have black hoods. But then I have a orange car with gray stripes and a black hood. Doesn't really work with the stripe kit.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know.
Damn, do you hear this shit? How does this happen? It must be a white thing. Well, they just like,
it's gotta be.
We're cool now. We just met an hour ago. Here, you can have.
I've got this hood in the barn. You can just have it. You know, you can just yeah, no
you
problem.
Can buy it. You can fucking.
If you're gonna use it, sure.
Yeah, that's exactly like I told him. I was like, he was like, you have to go get it. It's like a 2-hour drive. I was like, I don't have a truck, but I told him I was like, I'll rent a truck. Like, just tell me where to go and I'll rent it. He's like, you'll rent a truck? I was like, yeah, I'll rent a truck and go pick it up, or I'll pay my shop to come pick it up.
I'll go half on it.
No, he said, he goes, oh, you don't have to do that. He said, if you give me a few weeks, he says, I'll go get it and I'll just bring it to you.
See,
this is some shit.
Insane.
These are not
normal behavior.
Exactly. This is not things that happen.
But I told him I'd pay him for his time and the gas. It's like, I'm happy to throw you, like if you really want to do that, I'm happy to throw you some money. But yeah, I might get a hood, which I probably won't mess with now because, like I said, I just don't know what I would do with it. Like, it should be done in black, but it's going to look stupid with the stripes. So I don't know what to do.
Do it match to the stripe color.
Gray? That's what I'm thinking. I just don't think I'm going to like that. I don't think that's going to look good.
I still think the black will look just fine.
Think so?
Yep.
I've never seen a car.
That was the original thought as soon as you said a hood.
And the stripes.
I think it would. But I think it would bother Donnie too.
Oh, it's going to irritate.
Oh, you can't already tell. I have
I think it would.
I have an eye. I have an aesthetic eye for things that I look at, and it doesn't fit. Just like your coasters don't fit to my eye, like on the wall. I'm like, that ain't it.
Yeah, coasters definitely don't fit. Yeah. It looks better that they're not up there now.
It does. Like you've improved it by taking them down.
Yeah, that was bad.
Unfortunately.
Somehow, by taking your possessions off the wall, you look like you've gained in status. Your wealth has gone up.
Yes.
I'd probably do it. I'd probably do it in orange. I'd probably just live with the orange being a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, must be nice to get your free hood. Get to kit it out, make it all nice.
A gift card. I was thinking we could do the hood in orange and the scoop in gray.
Sure.
Silver.
Could work.
Yeah. Walrus says, can we make the stripes black? No, that stripe kit's been on there for however long. What is it? 50 years? Car is 50 years old, give or take. So if we ever paint, if I ever was to paint the fender or touch the car in that way, you'd probably have to restripe it. That means you take the stripe kit off, and that means you're basically repainting the whole car. Yeah. And I definitely don't want to do that. It's original paint. I told Jack that I'll leave that for Jack to do one day after I'm gone. He can sand the whole car down and repaint it in honor of me or something. But
he is selling that shit.
You can't be. I don't think so.
Based on the way Donnie
he's selling that shit for. He's selling that shit for Jordans.
Jack loves that car. And he'll sell all my Last of Us shit for Jordans.
He's like, how many Jordans can I get for this car?
He'd probably have an easier time selling my Last of Us stuff anyway.
The way people come out the woodworks to buy your car, probably not.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. It's not super
Buy
popular,
car,
but there is a group of people that really like them.
Shoot, as soon as you pass, you're going to have people lining up at your door trying to buy a car. Shop's going to be like, yeah, that car that Donnie had, it's available now. His son is selling it.
Body to be cold. He might be on the floor dead while they ask it.
Gotta get the Ventura
I know your
back
father
into the
just
shop.
had a heart attack, but
I forgot all about
that car's available.
Me too. right? It's been in the shop for like a year, so it's easy to forget that I also own this other car.
Yeah.
They keep pushing it off. I just keep trying to be patient with them, but eventually I'm gonna have to be like, we need to get the car back in, guys. It's been a while. Like, I've been paying insurance and shit. Like, let's get the car back in.
Yeah. All right. Well, enough of that. It's time for the 90s basketball player segment.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Detlef Shrimp.
You know we gotta do it. Ooh. That's a good one. Was he better than Penny?
No. But
Surprisingly,
you could argue
I'm shocked.
he had a better career. Right?
longer career, yeah.
Longer,
More
I don't know about
effective
better.
career. More accomplished career.
Derek Coleman.
Oh man, DC. It's going. He
Marcus
was
Camby.
the Camby man. I actually
I
liked
love
him.
Marcus
I used
Camby.
to love Marcus
Marcus
Camby.
Camby was good, yeah.
Yeah.
Play a little defense, get your O going. Like, he was good.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine him in the league now? Like, they
I
tried to turn him into a stretch big.
I honestly thought Gobert was like Marcus Camby. I thought he was going to be like
Oh
that.
my god, I cannot stand fucking Gobert.
He might be the
Cannot
most hated
stand
player
him.
in the league right now. Nobody
Yeah,
likes him.
he's an asshat. You know, he's a cancer. You don't want him on
He
your
elbowed
squad.
the shit out of somebody the other day. I haven't been watching those games, but I saw the highlight and I was like,
Was it a teammate?
I don't remember. No, it was another player. I don't remember who it was, but he just elbowed the shit out of them. It's gangly, man.
Yeah. He's just a big lumbering piece of God.
We got
Just-
a lot of questions for playoffs, so like we can save that until later.
I'm quite sure we do.
Yeah. They realize it's no longer a video game podcast. It's a 90s basketball podcast. We appreciate the questions and the
And
realizing.
notice
where
our
we are.
viewership goes down week by
Yeah,
week by week.
Just
It's over.
jumped off a cliff.
I wonder
But we
if
do this for the 7.
are even here.
I know, right?
It may not be the 7, maybe the 4.
It's the 4 now.
We might have to unite the 7.
Definitely not, John. Definitely not. There's no Court Lalonde on here this week. There will be none of that stuff.
Are we talking
Stop
about
it.
European ice lacrosse again?
That's what you called it.
Hey,
couldn't remember the
stop
name.
that
We're
shit.
not talking about
Stop
that. We're not doing that.
Nobody's
all right?
talking about that.
I only know one player, Wayne Gretzky. That's from Pro Stars. That's the only reason I know Wayne Gretzky. Because of motherfucking
Not Pro Stars. Oh my God.
It was Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and that white guy. Why are you here?
Oh my God.
That's
a
exactly how I
throwback.
remember it. Like, yeah. All right, there you go. There goes Bo Jackson. There go Michael Jordan. Oh, there go the white guy.
That guy that golfs. That's a guy I see at Pebble Beach every year.
Yeah.
Greatest
Had
hockey
no
player of
clue
all
he
time.
was.
Who?
Who? What's
had no
that?
clue he was. None.
Who?
Who the hell? What is hockey? What is
Yeah.
this stuff?
No clue. He could have
Yeah.
played badminton.
What did they
for
say
a
in
lot
the
of people.
Discord? They were like, "It's the playoffs." Like, did anybody know that?
Hell no.
No.
I didn't even
Basketball is
like,
happening.
That's
Fuck
the best
basketball.
thing about
That.
hockey. They're like, "We're in the playoffs." We're like,
I'm like, what?
okay.
Baseball season just started. Basketball
Is that a
season's
real
ending.
thing, or-
That's all.
Shouldn't their playoffs be in the winter?
You would think so.
Like, does it make
You-
any
you-
sense? Like, why are they doing that? Like,
No idea.
why is it in April?
Their whole season should start and end in December. Just leave it 1 month. That's all we really
It's
need.
just like
all right?
March Madness. They
Yeah.
have a season, but then it's just a free for all bracket. That actually might make hockey better.
Yeah.
all
It's
right.
just a battle royale.
Yeah, let's go. Fights and all. That'll actually get some viewership. We might actually know when hockey season is.
It's true.
All right, enough of this. Donnie, let's get into the news.
I don't have a new bumper, so
You don't need one.
Which one do we want to pick?
Boom, boom, boom.
me this one?
boom, boom.
And now, another exciting episode.
That ain't it.
No.
No.
What about
not the Shaq.
this one?
Whoa, hold on. How can you do the news section without me? Without Sean Ross Sapp? How?
There it is. We can do that one.
I appreciate that. I could not see a single thing that was happening.
Yeah, I couldn't see it either.
Okay. It's just
I heard it. But that
it's
was,
just
that was
broken.
it.
It's broken.
I'm tired. I keep yawning.
Sometimes you gotta yawn.
Yeah.
It's contagious.
It is.
We got a lot of news. A lot of this news came out last week, so it feels like old news. Like this one. Microsoft is experimenting with a handheld mode for Windows 11. The leak revealed a project called Windows Handheld Mode and a detailed new gaming shell interface that would replace the usual Windows 11 desktop interface on handheld gaming devices. So it would like fit your taskbar and have different UI, different navigation and stuff like that, built for Steam Deck.
Oh, cool.
This was at an inside hackathon event that somebody, I guess, got a recording of and just leaked to the media. So handheld PCs are all the rage. It looks like
They are?
Windows is going to get in on the fun soon. Aren't like
Kinda.
Windows 12 supposed to come out soon?
I have not heard a single solitary thing about Windows 12.
Okay, I think
People are
Windows
still
12
trying
is
to
like
adopt
a
11.
year or two away. So maybe that'll be a part of that. I honestly debated whether we even talk about this one, but since we talked about it earlier in the year, I figured we keep it going. The developers of The Day Before, that game on Steam that everybody thought was going to be a thing, got delisted and all that. Their developers in the Discord said that the game is releasing November 10th. It will be getting a beta, and it will be coming back to Steam soon.
Cap.
Do you believe them?
I don't believe you.
I don't believe them either.
Cap.
Like,
Straight cap.
yeah, it's like, okay. I've
What
moved
they
on
showed
from this.
didn't even look good.
Right. I've moved on from this, but if they ever do actually make it, I'll probably take a look at it. Have you seen the game called The Rooted?
No, I have not.
It's another game I put on my wish list after this like story went to shit. It kind of looks like this. So give it a look. The Rooted. It's kind of like this, but it's actually real.
Post-apocalyptic survival game. Okay.
Yeah.
Solo and co-op. Talk my language.
And they actually
Are
have
they?
like some gameplay stuff, and you can join the beta now. They have a website you can sign up.
Keyword
people
solo.
People are actually playing it. You can see it on YouTube and stuff.
Oh. Okay.
Game Pass is getting updates. Minecraft Legends is out. Coffee Talk Episode 2 is out tomorrow. Homestead Arcana is on the day after that. Cassette Beast comes out the 26th. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle Special Edition. The
That's a
last
mouthful.
case of Benedict Fox is out the 27th, and Redfall
The
comes out
fuck
the
is that?
2nd of May. The last case of Benedict Fox.
Yes.
That is one of the few games in this entire list that I'm interested in playing. It's like this Metroidvania indie game that they've got coming to Game
Oh,
Pass.
that's what
Looks
that
pretty
is?
good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. It's a terrible name, but it looks great.
Definitely get it on PlayStation.
And then leaving at the end of the month is Tetris Effect, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Destroy All Humans, Unsold, and Bug Snacks.
Bugsnax was in Game Pass?
It's been in Game Pass for a while,
I didn't know.
like
I
a year or
didn't know that
two.
at all.
Mhm.
I didn't know it was on Xbox.
Me
I
either.
had no clue.
Well, that's good that you say that because let's talk about that for a minute. But I mean, obviously, I'm going to be playing Redfall. Not the best lineup of Game Pass game announcements. But, you know, you get 2 first-party releases, Redfall and Minecraft Legends. Hard to throw too many stones at that.
Yeah,
I want to play
yeah.
Minecraft Legends. I really do. I have what time to play all these games, right?
That is true.
Today, there was a Nintendo Indie Showcase. Did you guys watch it?
No, my son told me about it because he said Oxenfree 2 is coming out. Like,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
correct.
I just happened to see that it was a thing, but I did not watch, nor did I look for any news.
Oxenfree 2 is
Oxenfree
out
for a while.
July 12th. It was actually probably one of the better indie showcases that I've seen from any publisher in a while. Today was
Well,
really
that's good.
good. They showed what I would call, it was just like a lot of really good like quality announcements. Unlike a lot of the indie games that I see in the indie showcases, a lot of times I'm like, is anybody going to play that? Me showing you like some really
Yeah.
jank looking cooking game and stuff. Not that I hate cooking
get
games,
that.
I don't. But you know, like there's good looking indie games, and then there's like some other stuff that they show.
Roll the Ball 3 coming this fall. Like,
Exactly.
I don't care about this shit.
Nintendo Nintendo's had a lot of that lately. And today's wasn't that at all. Today's they had probably had 10 what I would call like good announcements. So if you're looking for some indie stuff, go read a blog or go give the video a look.
Like, here's Farm Sim 2023.
Yep.
Coming next week.
But the story that I wanted to talk about here, because obviously we'll talk about the whole damn thing on Nintendo Shack, so we don't have to go through all the announcements. But the story I want to talk about is Oxenfree 2. Because Oxenfree 2 got dated. This game's been in development for a while. It's been delayed a long time. But the thing that has everybody talking today, at least according to my Reddit and according to Garrett Bland in the Discord, is people realize that it's not coming to Xbox. It's coming to everywhere else but Xbox. It's coming to Nintendo. It's coming to PlayStation. It's coming to Netflix. It's coming to iOS. It's coming everywhere. PC. It's coming everywhere but Xbox.
That's weird.
It is. Although it's not out of the norm. This has been the case for Xbox for quite some time, especially with Square Enix. Like nothing Square Enix does comes really to Xbox ever. And a lot of Japanese titles don't come over, but I think this one has surprised a lot of people. Now,
wasn't it originally on Xbox?
The original was, I believe so. But I want to ask you this. Well, before it, do you guys have any do you have any ideas why? Because I've got a whole thing I want to talk about, but
I don't know anything about Oxenfree. Never seen it. Don't know anything about it.
Oxenfree's great. Yeah, this is very exciting.
I think I played it on Xbox. That's why I was like shocked. Like I remember playing.
I think I played it on Xbox too. Yeah. Okay. So, I think this is an interesting topic to discuss because a lot of people have thoughts on it, and as gamers typically do, and some people on Twitter and Reddit and stuff, they just go places. And I'm not surprised because I think gaming, I think gamers have just been conditioned to do this, but there's a lot of people today that are saying things like, this is because Netflix and Xbox are competitors, right? Because Netflix is doing games and Xbox does games, that they're not going to publish their game on Xbox. And I just don't think that's true at all. I understand why people say that, because Netflix is doing their gaming thing and Netflix will soon do some sort of cloud thing. So I think that's the tie. People are like, well, they're cloud competitors. And it's just as I look back on it, and the reason I didn't go hard on the Discord is I wanted to just kind of talk through some points. But I do find it funny that every time two companies do anything, I feel like the general consensus in gaming community is to immediately go to console wars.
Yeah,
it's so funny. A gamer's I hate console wars, and then Netflix doesn't publish a game, and they're like console war. It's the immediate reaction is console wars. But I just want to talk about the premise. All right, so Netflix will be doing something cloud gaming soon, so they've said. So you could possibly look at Xbox as a competitor in two fronts. They're both cloud providers. They're both subscription services. I don't really count Netflix that way yet, but I mean, they're getting there, right? They've probably published 20, 30 games on mobile that you've got to have a Netflix account for. But I feel like a lot of people already have a Netflix account. So it's not they're pushing subs. I think they're just giving games to their own clients.
Here's some more value for your dollar, essentially.
Correct. But then the part that I would push back on is I would look at Apple as way more of a competitor in that space than Xbox.
Yes.
Apple has Apple Arcade. They have their own subscription thing. They have their own store. Their store actually is on the exact same platform the Netflix store is on. I look at them as actual competitors. Netflix doesn't have a
competitor. Yeah,
Netflix doesn't have a console companion, and they're publishing the game on other consoles in the console space. So it doesn't. I don't think that has a lot of weight to it.
Yeah. Apple's a true competitor in every way. They even have here's the movie format, here's the game section. So yeah,
correct.
That's the competitor.
This game was also not announced for Xbox 3 years ago. I think that's the thing a lot of people don't recognize or didn't know. You could go look it up when this game was announced, and Windows Central has articles here's why the game's not coming to Xbox. So this isn't new, but I just feel like people found out today. People just realized that today that This is not also coming to Xbox. So my thought on why this is happening is it goes a couple different places. The first thought is, and actually just like the main thought, we'll get the main story out of the way first instead of beating around the bush. I think Xbox, as I've said for years, Xbox with Game Pass have taken their lower market share and turned it into an advantage. They don't have to pay as much money for exclusivity to include things in Game Pass because they're buying it for a smaller amount of people. But what this has done is it's created a consequence, like a byproduct. And I think what we're seeing more and more often, and why more and more games aren't coming to Xbox, is I think for a lot of publishers, especially publishers that can't move units on Xbox, particularly like games that may not be very successful, if you're not in Game Pass, is it worth putting it out there? I think a lot of these companies are like, if we're not going to be included in Game Pass, i.e., if we are not going to get the bag up front from Microsoft, we're not going to publish. Because I don't think it's hurting them to publish anyway. Because I don't think a lot of people are going to buy games like Oxenfree or the pixel remasters of Final Fantasy and stuff on Xbox. I think if you were calculating all of the, like if you were putting them all on a pie chart, I think the Xbox retail copies of those would be like what, 1% of total sales?
Because they're waiting for it to come to Game Pass.
Exactly. That's the downside of Game Pass is you're conditioning people to expect things to come to Game Pass. And if you're developers, you're like, well, if we're not in Game Pass, what's the point? Like, we're getting no visibility on Xbox. We're getting no success on Xbox. So why publish? Especially if your game has any sort of recognition. That's kind of your only bargaining chip if you want to be in Game Pass, and Microsoft perhaps doesn't want to pay you what you want to get paid or hasn't offered, is to just skip it. And we've seen this a lot. We've seen this a lot with Sega titles, with Atlas titles. That's why so many of these Japanese games, I think, are coming directly to Game Pass, because they know it's not going to sell. So like, if we just hold out long enough, Xbox will just give us the money and we'll at least get something up front versus it just not selling at all in the eShop. So
yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Smart.
That's what I think is happening here. More than them being competitors. I don't think Oxenfree 2 is a game that Netflix would hold from Xbox for the sake of competition. Like, I don't think Xbox cares. Like, you're not hurting Xbox because Oxenfree 2 isn't on the platform, right? You may hurt like some Twitter conversation about perception, but like, game wasn't making, they're not making a whole lot of Oxenfree 2 being on the platform. So that's how I would look at it. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it is console wars. Maybe Netflix doesn't want to play nicely with Microsoft. I don't think that's the case at all. I just think they want to be in Game Pass. And Game Pass may have not done super well for them. Like their last game from Night School, what was it, like After Party After Death or whatever? Yeah, like it was on
After
Game Pass. It was a day one Game Pass thing, right? So again, that kind of just goes back to my original point. I think they want the Game Pass check. I think they want Game Pass. They want Microsoft to give them a check first.
I mean, yeah, if I'm going to put a game on Microsoft's platform, then I know it's probably not like this huge thing that's going to do a gang of sales. Just wait. You want on your platform? Give me that Game Pass bag, and then we can talk. Otherwise, I ain't worried about it.
The Final Fantasy games that eventually came to Xbox, they all launched in the Game Pass.
Yep.
I think that's just, and I've always said this for a long time. I wonder, ever since when Game Pass really started to get rolling, every time I would praise it, because I've been a big, strong purporter of the subscription, I've always said though that Xbox has got to find a way to also make the store a thing, because I noticed as time went on, I just stopped going to the store. I don't even think of the Xbox store. Like the store to me is the Game Pass app. I go to the Game Pass app and I just start scrolling around through stuff if I'm like browsing to buy something, quote unquote. Right? I don't even go to the store. Right. So I was always suggesting in the past, I think Sean and I had a lot of conversations about this. I think Xbox should do something like some cross promotionals ads within the Game Pass app for like new releases or something, or indie partners, or maybe if you click on a game that's in Game Pass, maybe it shows you other games that developer has on the store. Like they got to do something.
They don't do that?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Not that I'm aware of.
Huh.
I don't
I
think
mean,
so.
I don't know. I've never been on the store, so
I don't think so. So they've got to do something to make sure that eyeballs are still seeing products somewhere. Or, which I probably think this is more the case, I think this is just what Xbox wants. I think they want Game Pass to be the store. I think they just want the whole damn console to be Game Pass. Everybody's like, oh, Xbox, me get out of the gaming business, me get out. I just think they just want to be in the Game Pass business.
yeah,
Maybe.
it makes more sense that way.
Like they've got a
this is
store and
what it
everything,
is.
but if they could have it their way, I think they would just be Netflix. And
Yeah,
it's just the
I
app.
mean,
And you
video
just hit
game
the app
Netflix.
and hear all the games.
When's the last time either of you bought a game for Xbox?
It's been a while.
Something that like maybe like wasn't on sale or dirt cheap.
Yeah,
A long time.
exactly.
I typically only buy. Nope, I can't even say that because a lot of the things that I double dip for, I double dip on PC.
Yeah.
Yep.
Only thing I buy if it's something that I really want to play that's on Xbox.
The
And it's not on
DLC
Game
pass for
Pass.
Forza. I bought the expansion pass. And I'll
Which
probably
makes
buy the
sense.
expansion pass for Redfall as well.
Yeah, and that makes sense because, but again, you're getting the main meat and potatoes in Game Pass.
Yep.
So yeah, I can totally see. I mean, I think now even when people think about Xbox, it's like, why would I buy games for Xbox? Everything comes to Game Pass. I think that is the overwhelming thought pattern. So if that's what people are thinking, why would I even worry about launching games on Xbox if they're not going into Game Pass? I can just wait because I'll get that money up front and I have to worry about anything, and then it'll be in Game Pass. I've got my back and I can focus on other stuff.
Yep. And they don't have to be there day one either.
Nope.
Because the people that are waiting for Game Pass probably are going to buy it somewhere else anyway.
Yep. Like Delvin does it all the time.
Yep.
He's also missing in action.
And as we've also seen, though, with a lot of those other games I've mentioned, we've seen games come to Game Pass years afterwards.
Yep.
And they still become notable because they're launching into Game Pass. Right.
Mhm.
So for that, I don't think you're losing a whole lot of like buzz by not being there day one. If anything, I think it might be smarter to launch your game as like a Nintendo exclusive or a PlayStation exclusive and then bring it to PC and then come to Game Pass afterwards.
Yeah. Makes sense because then you get that excitement over it. Now it's in Game Pass. You get all those people who have been kind of like thinking about it, it's been in the back burner. Oh, it's finally coming to Game Pass. Boom, now I can play it.
Yep. And I think you will get people that, like, if you have a game that people really love, you'll get the double dippers. Somebody that bought it on Switch that maybe buys it on console or PC. You make all your money from your Nintendo stuff. Nintendo and PlayStation fans love exclusives. I think they'll be more likely to support it if it's exclusive, even if it's timed, right? And I'm thinking very much like indies. I'm not thinking like big console war, exclusive.
I can go even big console wars. Like think about Final Fantasy VII Remake. Still hasn't come to Xbox, but if it comes in the Game Pass, it'll be huge.
We see a lot of indie games, like good indie games, like Streets of Rage, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, things like that.
Yep.
You launch on Switch, right? You get your money, full price, full retail. Hell, they'll pay more for physical copies. Like they'll pay more, right? Like PlayStation don't have it like that. Over on Switchland, they'll sell turtles for like $60.
Yeah.
Like physically in store, give you a box and some stickers, and then you bring it to PlayStation and they'll buy it for retail. PC will buy it for retail or wait for a sale, and then you just drop it in the Game Pass. And then you've had all of these other communities talking up the game, right? And it's almost like marketing for game. Then you just get your money from Microsoft because you're not going to sell anything on Xbox anyway.
Yep.
And I just don't know if is that a net positive or
I don't know.
A negative? I mean, I don't
know what it is.
I've always thought of it as a downside to Game Pass, but I don't think it's like a net negative. I think it's just like a byproduct. It's like, here is a byproduct of this model. And for this specific, like, I don't know, developer, maybe it's not so lucrative.
Yeah.
Right, because those the types of game. But then again, you look at games like Benedict Fox and all of the other, and like Game Pass has been a great place for indies to find success. But if you're not one of the chosen ones, then it really makes it hard to compete over there. Because like, why would you buy? You know, and Oxenfree may not be the best solution because I know a lot of people want to play this game. But like, why would you buy an indie game on Xbox when Game Pass has 10 or 15 of them coming every month?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
that is the byproduct.
It's like, wait, they'll probably come free on Game Pass. So just
exactly.
Just be patient.
I mean, you've got enough games as it is on Game Pass to keep you playing video games. It's not that hard to just wait, because by the time you're done with the 2 games you are playing, it might be there.
And that works both ways. It works the same way for Microsoft. They're probably thinking, why would we pay you the money that you want when we have these 9 other games already lined up for this month and the next month? We also can't afford to wait.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't know what the numbers look like, how these negotiations work. But like, let's say I'm just throwing numbers. Let's say Microsoft's like, hey, we want to give you $1 million to have Oxenfree on there for a year. Right? Netflix like, nah, we want $3 million to have it on there for 6 months. Right? And they may just be at like a standstill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how I see it. I wanted to talk it out. I didn't want to type all that in the Discord, especially because Xbox chat's just like me and Garrett and sometimes Haley. Like low roll. Like there's nobody there anymore. Nobody's there anymore. So
I had no idea it was that empty over there.
I'd save it for the show. Quick hitters. So Ubisoft launched Ubisoft Plus on Xbox last week. They've got about 60 games over there. It is only a part of like their highest tier plan, which is $18 a month. That gets you the Xbox Pass, the PC Pass, and Luna. You can't buy just the Xbox Pass. You got to buy the multi-platform thing. Dude, nobody cares. This is what I posted. Yeah. I was so excited for Ubisoft Plus like 2 years ago.
2 years ago,
Ubisoft had a lot of games coming out, and they haven't done a lot of anything since Valhalla.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
$17.99 seems like a lot.
When they were releasing games, it's not bad. So like when Mirage comes out, I'm seriously considering just subscribing for $18 and playing Mirage and canceling.
Yeah. That's what I did for like Watch Dogs.
Especially if it's a shorter Assassin's Creed game, which is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Right. It's not a big Assassin's Creed game. It's not like the RPG Witchers that we've had. It's a back to basics Creed game. Well, if it's that, then
$17, get it done in a weekend and call it a day.
Yeah. And you get the gold version, you get all the extra stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well just do that. So I don't hate the subscription. The fact that it's not included in Game Pass, I think, is a huge miss. I think they would have been more successful and profitable if they had partnered with that. I don't know what that money would look like, but I guarantee you Xbox would have given them more money than they'll make on their own. I can almost guarantee that.
And Ubisoft doesn't feel right. The fact that EA is part of Game Pass and Ubisoft is like, nah, we're going to do our own thing. Like, really?
The fact that EA's subscription is like, what, $5 a month?
$30 a year.
And they release games.
Mm-hmm.
Like every year you can count on EA to release, like you're going to get mad and you're going to get like, they release all these games and Ubisoft's like, yeah, no, we're 3 times more expensive than that. That's a tough sell.
Yeah.
Real tough sell.
The Ubisoft guy, Tremblay, he was interviewed and I thought this was an interesting quote. He was being asked to like justify the cost of the subscription, what he thought, Xbox fans would want. Here's what he said.
He said,
we haven't necessarily seen that this market has reached maximum opportunity here. It's still fairly new across the board that we even have subscription offers, even from Xbox or other partners out there.
What?
How do you guys think about that? He's saying it's relatively
Get that
new
out of here!
With game subscriptions, that's not new at all.
No, it's not.
Even close to being new.
It's not even close to being new. We've had Game Pass for like at least 5 or 6 years, right?
Game Pass for that long. We've had Xbox
PlayStation
Live,
Plus and
PlayStation
Live
Plus,
for like 15 years.
Like, what are you talking about?
We've had GameFly.
Yeah, we've had Apple Arcade. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Yeah,
it's interesting he put it that way.
Ubisoft just feels like they're losing their way.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. And I hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah, me too. Me either.
It seems like they need some kind of course correction. They're floundering a bit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a good direction for games. It doesn't seem like they really know what they're doing outside of Creed. And even then, like, they're just making like all the Creeds that you can think of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I don't know. Maybe they're too big. Like, maybe they're too bloated.
They probably did get too big and too bloated doing all the Creed games and just.
But the problem is that they're trying so hard for live service, and it's just not what brought them to the dance.
God, so many stupid live service games they keep launching and they keep failing. Like,
and that's
this
why
is not your road. People don't go to you for those type of games. Like, we're looking for the Raymans, we're looking for the Assassin's Creeds, we want the Watch Dogs. Like, we're looking for the Ubisoft experience, not the not the live service stuff. Like,
I mean, I think they
come on.
I give them some credit. Like, they've had some good Tom Clancy stuff. I like The Division, but like, they're really trying to find like Fortnite or Destiny, and it just ain't there.
It ain't there.
They need to.
They need to be happy with Division and put their eggs in that basket for live service, and then focus on the other types of games that they make that people enjoy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I miss Rainbow Six being just a game and not this whole service shit.
Yeah, they're like, you need characters and classes, and every week we'll have roads. I'm like, what?
Like, fuck you. Give me the.
What happened to just like squad-based campaign shooter game? Is that just not good enough anymore?
I hate it. I really hate it.
Although, I mean, I think they would argue like Siege has been very successful for them.
It's successful. Yeah. It's making money, so it's never going to stop. But it's like, oh, this is not what I want in my Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I don't know.
You could have both. Like, that's the other thing. Like, they could still have a campaign version of that game and still have their Rainbow Six extraction crap, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what they do at their Ubisoft Forward, because they've lost, like, their live service game used to be Just Dance. That was like their bell cow, and they could like, you know, hang their hat on that. I don't think they quite can anymore. So they either seem to be grasping at trying to replace that, or trying to turn any of their successful franchises into that. And I think all of it's hurting them. I'd like to see them get back to roots. You know, they need like an EA moment where they're like, what the fuck are we doing? Let's get back to making the games that people really enjoy.
Yeah.
Before we move on from Ubisoft, we have another thing. Tomorrow is Division Day, because Ubisoft is holding a specific Division stream with franchise updates for Division. So I expect we'll see like the new season content. There's a mobile game, right? And the Heartland, like the free-to-play Division thing. We should see all that tomorrow.
Not interested.
Wow. I'm still I'm withholding hope for Heartland. I'm hoping that it's
shit,
good.
tomorrow
We'll have
is
like a
420.
beta and stuff.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, happy 420. This feels like super old news, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been officially delayed next year.
Oh shit. They said, fuck this. We heard y'all and we are hiding.
Right. That's what this feels like. Yeah. It feels like they're taking it away, and it's going to come back and be the exact same thing. Just a more polished version of that.
You can't do anything in 9 months.
Yeah.
Maybe they change like the battle pass or seasons or online connections, but it'll be, you know what it'll be? 9 months from now, it'll be the game had they released it now and then patched it for 9 months. It'll be the same thing.
Yeah. So it'll be polished. It'll look better. It'll play good. But this game was supposed to be out in a couple weeks, and they pushed it back 9 months.
Probably good though, because we've got a lot of games coming out in the next few weeks. We got Dead Island, we've got Redfall, we've got Star Wars, we've got Zelda. It's probably good just get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah. I will say this for the game to give it some hope. The fact that it's coming out in early February might be good for the game, because I don't think that much stuff probably be coming out around that time.
You said that last year.
You
everybody
realize,
moves their shit into February now.
February is now the hot spot, sir.
But
yeah,
it's usually like mid-February.
I don't think it matters.
February is only 28 days long. It's all mid-February. There's no beginning or end. It's just mid-February.
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like If it would have came out when it would have came out, it would have got like 2 sales.
It's
It may
probably
get at
still going to
least-
get like 2 sales.
It may
2.5.
get
it'll
3 now.
sell better than that.
Yeah,
People like superheroes. Gotham sold.
Yeah, it did.
it did.
Yeah, so people like superheroes.
But Gotham didn't also have everybody hating on it. A few
did,
weeks
though.
before it came
No,
out.
yes, it
I've been
did.
hating I tried so hard to
As
hate on
bad as
Gotham
A lot
this?
of
Knights.
people did.
I
As
hated
bad
on
as
Gotham Knights
this,
all year long. People
Yes,
still bought
they
it.
did. Yes, they did. They did. They were like, "Where the fuck is Batman?" They're like, "Oh, yeah, he's not here." What you mean he's not here? Oh, he's not here. Then everybody like, "Oh, he's gonna be there." No, the fuck he isn't.
Yeah, and it was 30. Remember, it got the Redfall thing. Only
Mhm.
30, and it wasn't good 30, and people still played it.
And then they showed the trailer with Red Hood like flying on some magic fucking carpet or whatever the fuck
He's
he was
shooting
doing.
magic
with his magic bullets.
Shooting magic. Yeah, and
Shit
people
was
like,
so
"Fuck
dumb.
this shit."
I tried telling you.
They said fuck this shit, but they still bought it, and people still
Still bought
really
it.
enjoyed that game. Oddly enough,
If
You played
buy
it.
Yeah,
I'll
people
just
like
you
make
bought it. You bought it.
Yeah.
And
They didn't
tried.
like-
You
and hated
really
it for
tried
like
to love
40
it.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
it was a struggle.
Sega bought Rovio, maker
Who?
of Angry Birds,
Oh, that's Angry Birds. Why?
Whatever.
for almost $1 billion.
Why?
Ah, who cares?
Is Angry Birds still a thing?
Angry Birds is a huge thing. Yeah. Still.
People still playing Angry
We're about
Birds?
to get Sonic Birds, Persona Birds, Yakuza Birds, all the
I
damn
haven't heard
birds.
anything.
Angry
I haven't
Sonics.
heard
Jess
anything
says.
about Angry Birds.
It's better.
That's a good
Yeah.
name. Angry Sonics.
Just
I
give
love
me
that
more of the
Tim-
movies.
Tim says Gotham was great. Look at it. Delving. We have a verb.
Delving.
Delving. Yes.
We need to define what delving is.
Delving is
me being wrong.
describing
Delving.
things terribly.
Supporting terrible things. Delving.
Wow.
I'm out here delving with this Gotham Knights game.
Putting posters on my wall, calling them posters.
Buying games that are already in Game Pass. Delving.
No.
Delving.
Tim Paul, I hate you for this.
Hey man, you get that oxen free too? Yeah, I'll be delving that over there on
You are
PlayStation.
now my mortal enemy, Tim. You're welcome. You piece of shit.
I'm gonna get that in Urban Dictionary before too long. Delving. Not to be outdone, Atari has purchased the rights to over 100 classic games and trademarks from Accolade and GT Interactive, including
They got money?
Bubsy.
Oh
Who the
God.
fuck wants Bubsy?
Apparently,
Atari.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
they have a new CEO, like some kid, I guess.
Yeah,
That's Bob
clearly
Fosse.
some kid. See
He's like
what
our
the fuck
age.
he's doing.
He's like our age.
Yeah,
He's a young guy.
yeah. He don't know what the fuck he.
Um,
He's like, you know what we need?
That's-
Bubsy.
I don't know. It's Atari is a brand name that matters. I still think to
It is.
people. They have licenses and ownership of a bunch of retro games. The retro games are all the rage. I just don't think any
They
of
have a console.
Atari's retro games are very valuable.
They have a modern console out.
I know, but that was a disaster. They're gonna like.
Yeah.
I read an interview with this kid. Apparently, they're gonna try to fix that console. Like they're gonna release something else to either replace it or like alter it. I think they're gonna try to release like a soft replacement, like a reboot.
I remember when they first announced it. Me and Chafu were like, "Should we get this?"
Yeah, of course you.
Because
would.
it looked cool.
I am convinced that. I mean, obviously, look at this man. He is PSVR man. He's Sony Vio man. I think when anything gets into like pop culture mainstream, right? Delvin's on it.
No.
When people are talking, like if people are TikToking about it, Delvin wants one.
I'm not on
you
no
know.
goddamn TikTok.
He didn't say that you were on TikTok. He said if people are TikToking about it.
Yeah. If
So
it's
if you're
trending on
TikToking
Twitter,
about it,
Delvin's getting it.
okay, turn it on Twitter. Yes.
Steam Deck. Remember?
Right.
Who-
He
I
was
still
making
can't-
fun of
Steam
Steam
Deck.
Deck so
I
long, and then
still
became
can't
a
believe
Steam
you
Deck
have
bro.
one.
I still use my Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck. It's fantastic.
We'll see. For
I
now.
can't. I can't even.
Why do we have the Batman Bane game? Gotta be so damn good.
I have a funny story about that. TPR.
Ooh. But yeah,
We'll
Atari.
get there.
They did the Atari
Yes.
collection, which apparently was good.
It is good.
You know,
It's very good.
Player
Delvin,
One.
I think
So I
everything's
can-
good.
I don't think I'll ever be invited back to Player One Podcast for how hard I trashed
Nah,
the Atari collection.
They've banned you.
Does anybody care? Like, it's like Jurassic Park. Like, see?
They care.
Who
Nobody
cares?
cares.
They care.
Exactly.
They?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We cannot have Donnie Reese back on this.
They're trying to make new games. That's the important part. Is that they're trying to make. They've got developers
cool.
and they're making new content. They have like a new Asteroids game they try to put out. I looked at screenshots of it when they came out, and I was like, okay, didn't look very good, but they're trying. They're trying.
I mean, Atari hits with the retro. Like, it hits you in the retro feels. Their logo and all of that stuff. Their branding.
Yeah, but the amount of people that it hits in the retro feels, it's got to be slimmer. It's got to be smaller than and getting smaller by the day.
It may be a smaller thing, but it's apparently those people who can drop $90,000 on a car. It's the old folks with all that old money.
Yeah, I don't think that guy is getting any Atari shit. I don't think he cares.
Not at all.
No. And again, we have more acquisition news. Epic Games has acquired Horizon Chase and Wonderbox developer Acquirus to work on Fortnite and serve as the foundation of its first Latin America studio. Will be rebranded as Epic Games Brazil.
Wow.
Good for them.
It sucks for me. I really like Horizon Chase Turbo. It's one of my favorite racing games. And
maybe they'll make another one and it'll be on the Epic Store for free.
They're making Fortnite.
They'll put it in Fortnite.
They're working on Fortnite.
This is the consolidation that I hate. Everybody's like, oh my God, we can't have these developers changing hands. What about Destiny or Bethesda? It's like, this is actually a company buying somebody to just make them make skins, not games. Yeah. They're like, hey, can you put your car in Fortnite now? Thanks.
But if it's a whole game studio,
yeah,
they're making a game studio, so you would think maybe they'll make games. They're working on Fortnite, but they're serving as a foundation of the studio, so maybe they'll actually make other stuff.
I don't think so. Son. Maybe, but I don't think so.
We need you to get that Beetlejuice skin out here.
Fortnite is growing and growing and becoming big. It's harder to support than ever. So they need support staff, and I think that's what they've just done. How
soon until they're Activision?
I mean, Epic is already like right there with them. Right?
No, I mean like the problem where they just keep making the same thing, and it's investors are like, we're getting no return on our investment here.
It's a good question because at some point players will fall off from Fortnite, and it's how long can they keep that Fortnite ball rolling? At some point, they'll have to have at least other offerings, right? They'll have to put in other stuff. But Epic has other
Fortnite too.
Yeah, Epic,
exactly.
Well,
Fortnite
that's true.
too.
But Epic also has other franchise. They got other IP. They can do other stuff. Don't they do? What do they do? Like League of Legends or something like that?
I think that's what it is.
I don't think so.
What do they do? Don't they do like some MOBAs or something?
Epic does a lot of stuff. Doesn't Epic also makes the Unreal Engine? So,
well, of course, no, duh, we know that. I'm
Epic is gonna be fine.
Just talking about the games.
I'm looking it up right now, see what I can see.
They bought Harmonix,
Rocket League, Fortnite.
Don't they have a MOBA?
Fall Guys.
Maybe I must have them confused with something else. I thought they had like some big MOBA thing.
I don't think so, Tim.
Okay. I tried.
Unreal Tournament. Robo Recall. I don't know. That's the only thing I see up here for Epic.
Yeah. But they'll be fine. They'll find another game. They'll make a Fortnite 2. It'll all be gravy.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. We've got Gold Coin presents Rude Days over under segment. We got a scoring update. Delvin and Dev both got the over under on Dead Island 2 correct. So Delvin is in the lead 9-8. Dev and I are both tied at 8. And over under 81.5 for Redfall.
This is hard.
I'm going to go over because I think people are going to be very surprised by how good this game is.
I'm hearing two scores in my head. I'm hearing 84 and I'm hearing 78. I'm going to go over.
The real question is how hard is the 30 frames per second thing going to hit the review scores?
That's what I'm thinking.
But anybody who's played it on PC, everybody's come away from it really enjoying this game, and I think there's a good game there, and I feel like it's gonna be an 82. That's what I'm feeling in my gut. So I'm going with the over.
So 2 overs.
Donnie's over here looking into his crystal ball.
No, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I'm thinking about with Epic. I can't let it go.
He's so stuck on that. He forgot the bumper. He forgot to ask about the tapes. He's just like, Epic.
And then to gain more service experience, Epic Games made an agreement with Tencent, put several games under their banner, including Riot Games' League of Legends. I think that's what I had in my mind.
Yeah, see, I know it's Riot.
Yeah. But yeah, at some point they split off and stopped doing that. But that Tencent deal, I was trying to find a year when that happened, because I knew it in the back of my head. I was like, nah, they did something. I know they did something with something like that. I just know that I'm not into that. I've never played those, so I know I can never remember it all. Anyway, I mean, I don't know. Based on everything that you just saw the internet melt down over, obviously you think you'd be crazy for taking the over. I'm going to take the over.
3 overs.
I think it's hilarious that like there's so much outcry over not having a performance mode, and I'm totally fine with like wanting one. But people do act like they've never played a game at 30 frames per second before. I loved it. Was a great juxtaposition, a contrast. Everybody was like, this Redfall shit sucks at 30. And then like the next day, Tears of the Kingdom trailer came out, and the entire gaming community was like, I can't wait to fucking play Zelda. It was so damn funny. And there's moving goalposts for everybody and their expectations. The expectations for Redfall should be better than that. That said, Arcane makes really good fucking video games. And I think even at 30 frames per second, if the game is good, it'll come through. So I'm taking the over. Fuck them.
Yep.
There you go.
Over under 95.5 for Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild got a 97.
Over. I think it'll get close to the same thing. I'm going to go bold.
My feeling is that lightning doesn't strike twice. And that Breath of the Wild was special. And I don't know that it'll get another 97.
People love, the reviewers love Zelda.
Yeah, but there's also been Zelda games that they didn't love, so.
Has there?
They gave Skyward Sword a 10.
See, that's my point. Have there been?
Sword's about as mid as Zelda gets, man.
Has there been games they haven't liked? Because every time I see them, they keep telling me this one's a classic. Every new Zelda game
like Mario. Every new Zelda game is the best one that's ever been made.
Yes. So I'm kind of curious.
Zelda 2, nobody liked. That's for sure.
That's true.
That was like an 87.
88. You were close.
I don't like Majora's Mask.
Oh, look at the kitty.
I don't like Majora's Mask either.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what was the Link's Awakening? I got an 87. Right?
Link's Awakening?
Yeah,
the original or the remake?
The Switch, the remake.
Oh. That don't count.
Over under, Dev.
It's a tough call. Tough call.
It is.
Fuck it. I'll go the over, man. God damn it.
Wow.
Fucking
Now
Zelda.
you make me want to take the over.
Fucking Zelda.
So when I first read this in the Discord earlier, I was like, definitely going to take the under. There's just so much room under the under. There's so much room there for any reason to just be not that good. You're right. I'm like, man, it's just, you're betting against the house here.
Mm-hmm.
But that Zelda trailer that came out looked so damn good. It's so epic that you're like, I think lightning may not strike twice. I think it might. Like that trailer alone, I'm just like, in 3 minutes, they got me wondering if they'll ever make a better Zelda game again. in 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, they had me thinking whether it's true or not. In my head, I was like, did they just make Breath of the Wild look like a demo? Like, did it look like a beta? Because in 3 minutes, they seemed to like crush it, like hit it out of the park in just 3-minute trailer. It was one of the best trailers I've ever seen. I mean, it was pretty damn incredible. It was, yeah. See, for somebody that didn't like or didn't play Breath of the Wild, I wouldn't expect you to realize that. But if you play Breath of the Wild, it's like what they showed in 3 minutes was just so much more than Breath of the Wild ever was in so many ways. Gameplay, design, environment, storytelling. Like you're like, holy shit. You know, it's like everything. So I'm gonna take the over too. I don't think I'm right.
This game comes out, and I hope it.
Over.
I'm so ready to stop hearing about fucking Zelda.
Well, I'm strap in. It's gonna be a long summer for you.
You got a whole show not named this to talk about Zelda.
Oh, I got 2 shows a week to talk about this.
We're gonna hear about it for the next year. If it's good, you're gonna hear about it for next year.
I'm not on social media, so I ain't got to hear a bunch about it. And I have Nintendo Shack Music.
You're on PSVG though, so don't worry.
It looks
fuck Zelda.
It looks so grand. You know, like in the first one was, but in this, like in just the trailer, and like this looks so much more.
The trailer so much. I will say that it's really impressive.
Yeah. And if it is that, if the realization is like what that trailer makes it appear to be, I honestly am like, what do they do next? Where do they ever go from here?
Hopefully
I don't know.
Don't make another one. I don't have to hear about it ever again.
It's possible the story's just fucked and nobody, it still remains possible. It's possible they just made a really great trailer. Who knows? But I'll take the over.
Yes.
I believe in them.
Wow.
I also get this, I don't know. I'm getting this sense, I said this on Shaq. I get the sense, they've been real quiet about it. They haven't shown like anything about the game compared to Breath of the Wild, how much they showed about it. I get the sense that they're just like really confident in it. I think they're putting like their whole successor off because they know they have this game. Like I'm trying to read the tea leaves, and what I'm seeing is telling me they're like, we kicked it out. Like this is a banger. I think they're like quietly confident that this is going to be really good.
So about them tapes, Delvin.
Yeah.
I actually went to my computer to go look for it. And as I went to go look for the thing, I went to plug it in. No, the plug was fucking missing from my computer. I don't know the computer plug's that.
But isn't it just a standard plug?
No, because it's a Sony Vaio.
It's just be a regular power brick.
Yeah, I gotta find one. Plug it into.
God.
But I didn't look. I got up and actually looked to go do it.
Delvin.
That's effort.
Take the hard drive out of it and turn it into a USB drive. We don't even need the computer to turn on.
Doing that.
Find someone.
That sounds like work.
Format the drive.
It's so easy. It's so easy. You take the hard drive out.
Buy an adapter on eBay. What are they going to be like? $4?
Nah, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Go to your pawn shop.
That's like work.
They've got to have like 80 Sony Vaios.
At this point, we're going to delete the bumper and we're renaming the segment. Like you don't even deserve this at this point.
It's fair.
I don't deserve many things in life. I've accepted it.
Speaking of segments, that's the news. Dev, it's time for questions.
Hey, PSVG gang, is it time to get into the questions?
Yeah!
I like that one.
Thank you, Kyle the Pug. That was fantastic. You understood the assignment, and we appreciate you.
Very nice.
Great job.
All right, so Q43N says, do you think 40 frames per second will become... That's Q43N. I'm sure it says something clean, maybe? I don't know. He says, do you think 40 frames per second will become the new 60 frames per second, at least for consoles, as more people adopt 120 hertz displays? Absolutely not. No, it will not become the new 60 because it's not anywhere near as smooth or as nice as an actual 40. And as many people are adopting 120 hertz displays, that many people aren't adopting 120 hertz displays. So I'm going with absolutely the fuck not.
I think for maybe like these current consoles, maybe, but I don't know. I think what'll more likely happen is we'll get better console iterations soon that are capable of doing 60.
I'm going with Dev said, I don't know what the fuck any of that means.
So basically, in order to hit 40 frames per second, you have to have a TV that's capable of doing 120 frames and VRR, which then puts it at this very nice spot of 40 frames per second, which is smoother than 30, but still not nice as 60, so it's still kind of choppy.
What are the games that did it? Like Horizon did it.
Horizon does it, and I don't like it.
I didn't like it. I turned that off in like 10 seconds. I played. I was like, I did like one take on the joystick. I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I feel like I'd almost rather it be 30.
Me too. It just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, it's like off. Like, no thanks.
Yeah,
there are a few games that are doing this now because the math works out. Delvin, is if you put 40 into 120, everything lines up nicely, so it gives the appearance that it's smoother. But I feel like maybe it's just conditioning. It's not smoother to me. Like to my eye, I'm like, no, this is just wrong.
It's still choppy and just it ain't 60. 30, no, just
40 feels like 30 feels like 30. 40 feels like really bad performing 60 to me.
Mm-hmm. It feels like you're just constantly dropping a frame here or there.
Yeah, I'm just like, what is the frame rate is just sucks here apparently. It's like I can adapt, I can acclimate to 30.
Yeah.
Give me 20 minutes, I can get used to it. I don't
40
think
just always feels off.
I didn't like it.
And no, that's not the performance mode. If you play Horizon and you do the...
I was going to ask that the performance ray tracing mode thing?
No, that's not performance ray tracing either because performance ray tracing is usually 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's if you in Horizon, it's like I want to say it's like favor quality and performance or something like that, and it puts it at this weird 40 frames mode. And it's no. Just no.
I'm gonna try that for Burning Shores. I'm gonna get it and try for that.
Don't do that. Just do performance. Just don't even bother.
Speaking of Burning Shores,
that's what I do anyway.
Yeah, just do performance. Stop. Don't.
I just listen to Dev.
There you go. As it should be. Justin says, "Is anybody playing Burning Shores? This feels like a major PS5 release this year that I'm hearing no one discuss." Where are you listening? Yes, DLC. I mean, I've seen plenty of discussion around it, but I've just ignored it all because I'd rather just play it. So I'm going to play it and have my own opinion on it. I started it last night, wasn't feeling well, so got to like the very first part where she just gets to the Burning Shores, and that's all that I can say about that. But I feel like people are definitely talking about it.
Like that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about media. I'm not talking about necessarily like people who play it, but yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
Get the same hype for it.
I disagree. I mean,
people have been talking about Destiny DLC for years.
But Destiny DLC is Destiny.
It's very different. It's not in the same ballpark.
We'll be talking a lot about Cyberpunk's DLC when it comes out.
Will they? Are they? I don't know.
I think they will.
I stopped paying attention to that game, so I can't say. But I've seen plenty of discussion around this game. But I think it's the curse of Horizon. It's always there when there's something huge about to happen.
They do it on purpose.
You've got Zelda about to come out again. Last year you had fucking Elden Ring, and then this year you have Zelda again and the new Star Wars game. So everybody's looking at this, and on top of the fact that it's a smaller DLC, not even a large release. So it's just being overshadowed by the huge, massive games that are looming just around the corner.
I guess something's always on the horizon.
I forgot that it wasn't coming out. That it was coming out. I forgot that it was on the way.
Well, you don't have a PlayStation, and you don't like Sony, so no surprises there.
I still pay attention to gaming news.
Do you? Not Sony. If it's not Last of Us, you're not paying attention.
I specifically go out on my way to try and put PlayStation news in the news for you.
Look. We all know that you treat PlayStation with the same hate you have for Penny Hardaway.
That's why That's why I cover the non-essential games every month. I do it for you guys.
Don't do it for us. I don't
My
care
sacrifice.
about the non-essential
My
games.
sacrifice
We
for
can
you.
not talk about those. We have a show called
My
PlayStation
sacrifice for you.
XP that can talk about the
Do we?
non-essential games.
Anybody know when those episodes go live? Penny showed up more than XP did.
Oof.
Yeah. Hey,
Oof.
look here. I got to build myself up for XP episode. You don't know my damn struggle.
Super Mega says,
I read a lot about Burning Shores today. I won't get into it because there's like spoilers, but there's like Horizon 3 stuff floating around.
"Oh yeah,
So if
Heard
you're
it's
really
good.
into it, yeah.
yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to play it." So
This is like the one thing since I got rid of my PlayStation 5 that I'm like, I wish I could have played that. It's like the one thing.
yeah, yeah, it's really sad that Lance Reddick is in it, and it's like, oh man, this is like his last thing.
Is it?
Probably not.
He has more stuff coming up.
I'm sure he's got way more stuff coming
A
out.
few more.
Is this even
I
his
just
last
saw him
Horizon
in-
thing?
Probably not. He probably recorded a bunch of lines for the part 3. So
Yeah, it's AI, man. I listen.
yeah,
There's all kinds of
I just saw John Wick
podcasts
4.
of presidents talking about which cake is best and shit. Like you do anything, it's just digital.
oh man, oh boy, let's not open that can of worms. let's not go down that road.
Yeah.
Super Mega says, with the Mario movie success, do you think PlayStation or Xbox will look at movies? What franchises would you like to see on the big screen? I mean, they're already doing that.
I was just about to say the
They're
same
already doing
thing.
it.
Aren't they doing like what are they doing? Twisted Metal?
They're doing Twisted Metal. They already did
Twisted-
Uncharted. Like,
Yeah. What's Xbox
This-
gonna do? They're
they're
doing
doing-
Halo. And
Halo,
Halo.
it should
They're
be-
gonna do that again?
there's another season coming. Yeah.
Wow.
Didn't Dead Space just got announced the cast for it or something like that?
I have
Dead
no
Space movie?
idea.
You follow movies
But
more
that's-
than I do.
That's not PlayStation or Xbox though.
I
No,
don't
I'm
know
just saying in general.
I don't know
like,
shit about movies. Like really.
Everybody's kind of getting on the bandwagon with that, making their own movies, they're taking their franchise, and making movies out of them. So yeah,
I mean, you say get on the
More than-
bandwagon, but we've had video game movies forever. They just sucked.
but yeah, that's the problem.
I
They're
guess
trying
the
to make
question
them
is,
good
do you
now.
think like with Mario being successful, do you think that'll reinvigorate people to do it?
I
No,
don't
'cause
think that ever
there's been
stopped
movies
being
successful
invigorated.
before
Yeah.
Mario.
Like, I don't think.
Sonic came before Mario. Sonic was very successful. No people like to forget about that, but the Sonic movies did very well.
But I
Yeah,
think
no.
PlayStation.
Very,
I mean,
very well.
if you look at PlayStation's like logo, like when they rebranded Sony Entertainment Studios or whatnot, yes, they are already thinking of movies.
Heavy into it.
That's
Ghost
yeah.
of
that's-
Tsushima movie
seems to be
coming
a
out.
Sony
A lot of stuff's coming out.
Mhm.
pillar of success that they want to do.
I mean, they have a movie studio. They make movies, so of
Yeah.
course they're thinking of that. Xbox, yeah, Halo and Gears. And I don't know whatever. I mean, Xbox doesn't have
Well, they're
games.
doing the
So.
Gears thing, right? With Netflix?
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Gears is
People are
coming.
like, they're not going to put Oxenfree 2 on Xbox because they're competitors. It's like, isn't
Right.
Gears doing a Gears movie with Netflix?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Game Pass the movie
That should be awesome.
starring Donnie Reese.
Yes.
Free to play Joe says, do you think Starfield will suffer similar disappointing updates pre-release as Redfall? Also, do you think Xbox needs to demand more from their studios?
God damn. Redfall got disappointing pre-releases. and
People are
then
mad.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
because of the
right.
30 frames per
Mad?
second thing.
But is
They're
that
real upset.
disappointing?
It was to a lot of people.
People
So
weren't
look-
this mad about Last of Us being 30.
They weren't, but it wasn't. Nobody was expecting it to be 60 because it was on PS4. I think with Xbox, it's like you're touting it as the most powerful system. It's this, it's that. And it's like, wait, we're still doing 30 frames per second, and this is supposed to be a first party studio. So people are
Oh,
upset
I'm not
because of
defending
that.
it. Or at least
Yeah.
I probably am, but I'm not trying. I get why people want it to be 60.
Yeah.
Especially with
So-
it being a shooter. I think more than anything,
Yes.
more than any of that, with it being
That's
a
the
shooter,
thing.
like I want it to be. I'm playing it at 60. I'm not playing that console trash. Like,
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
So yeah,
I want it
that's
to be
the
60, but I don't think it's. I as with most things that get into the zeitgeist, I think people have taken it a bit too far.
but that's the
Yes.
disappointing updates pre-release of the fact that it's 30 frames. There's
So this
no
question really
performance
is:
mode.
Starfield going to be 30? That's really
Yeah,
what this-
basically.
Starfield's gonna be 30.
people would be
Starfield's
fucking
gonna be 30.
furious if it's going to be 30. And now let me tell you
I know it's
this:
gonna be 30.
the last time we saw it, it was 30. It's been a minute, so maybe they've moved along the way. But the last time we saw it, it looked like it was 30. Remember, I kept pointing it out. We were watching a live stream, and I was like, looking a little jittery here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's
the resolution wasn't that great the last time we
looks
saw it.
so bad.
It was 30 and that. Now, it's been a long time. It's been almost like 18 months since then.
Maybe.
Or will have been by the time it comes out. So I mean, that's a lot of time for polishing and optimization. So it could be nice.
Who knows?
They're gonna be polished.
I would not be at all surprised or shocked if it is 30 frames per second, because they probably didn't expect this backlash as bad as they got. So it's like, oh shit, this is going to be the Starfield experience as well. We can't do anything about it now unless they're trying to bake in a performance mode. So maybe they'll have a performance mode sooner, but
still push, man. I don't think, and maybe it's just that this is changing, but I just think developers love pushing visuals and fidelity, and they do that at the expense of frame rate all the time, constantly. Like it's just what I think developers, they like the 30. They're like, it's cinematic, it's more movie-like, like I think that's their thing. They're like, this is fun.
That's great. Not for first-person games.
But with these consoles, like these consoles specifically, and it really was the last ones, the Pro models, once they introduced the performance mode, you let the horse out of the barn. This is the reason PC gamers are like, I need 258 frames. Like this is the reason. Once you let them go, they're just going to keep going in that direction, and that's their fault. They've done this. Yeah. If nobody to blame but themselves.
And to be honest, for a long time, visuals is how people gauged console upgrades.
It still is.
It still is. Yeah.
Yeah. So when people see, oh, this looks beautiful, this is why I bought the system, and I think that's kind of the whole thing. So we're gonna make it look as pretty as possible. Yeah, it may not run as good, but it's gonna look great. So when you see it, okay, this is what I bought it for. This is why I have the system.
I don't think any dev wants to turn down particle effects and shadows and cut their resolution in half to get 60.
Yeah.
And this is why PC gaming is the best.
Come join us. Or come join me and speak for these other two.
Look,
come join me.
Look, if it's not a PlayStation exclusive, I'm playing it on PC. So,
but you're not playing it. You don't play anything else.
Star Wars. This has been a very, very, very light year. That does not count, Delvin.
That does count.
It does not count because you're playing it worse than consoles.
But I'm enjoying myself. Why are you hitting on my fun?
The thing is,
you happy, Dev?
You wouldn't notice if it was 60 frames regardless.
That's the thing that's going around in the Redfall subreddit. There's a lot of people that are like doing memes like, oh my God, I can't believe it's 30 FPS. And oh my God, why is it supported on Steam Deck? Everything needs to be on my Steam Deck.
Damn Steam Deck. And the second part of that, do we think Xbox needs to demand more of their studios?
That's maybe a more interesting word or question.
I can't speak for much on that. And the thing is, these aren't even there. These are like newly acquired studios for Redfall and Starfield. So that's a different can of works.
Still is autonomous. They're their own publisher. They're their own thing. That'd be like saying, does PlayStation demand more from Bungie? I understand why they're asking it. I think in a perfect world, you'd love to I think in a gamer's mind, like in a customer's mind, they're like, why doesn't Phil just put everybody on a conference call and tell them to stop doing this shit, right? Everything has to be 60. That's not how game development works.
All right.
And every game isn't created the same. And every game doesn't there are certain games that have to run at 60. Forza could never be 30. It just never could. That's not the point. They build for that target. Other games don't build for that target. I wouldn't be at all shocked or upset if Hellblade is 30.
Yeah.
Right? Because you think of a game like Hellblade and you're like, yeah, they're probably targeting for 30. That's probably what they're building toward. That's not going to stop me from running at 60 on PC, but they're probably building for 30. right? They're probably trying to do every damn ray tracing and everything to make that game look as pretty as possible. It's a slower game, right?
Yeah.
So demand is the word, though. Demand is the hard one to come to, because I mean, it's you won't be successful like that. You can't demand things. Also, Xbox is not in a really great place with their first party pipeline at the moment. They have a lot of things that are ways off. So, like, they can't just keep pushing games. They've been doing that. You know, if anything, I think the thing that's really hurt Xbox is that I think that 2018-19 year where they released, or it may have not even been, it may have been 2019-20, probably was, where they released Minecraft Legends or Dungeons and the flying game, Flight Sim, and
Flight Sim.
They had a bunch of games that year, right? All those games, they probably should have pushed some of those, right? They should have pushed them off, knowing that a new console was coming. They should have saved some of those and kind of done the old school Nintendo thing where things go quiet for a little bit as they ramp up. But the problem is, it's like this cycle that keeps repeating. Is if you're constantly delaying games and you're not getting more games out, then you're constantly trying to make up for time lost. So you're constantly trying to get things out as fast as you can. That's why they need to buy more. That's why they need more content. This is why they had to buy Activision. This is why they need more studios, because with their model for success, they need more content to satiate subscribers and customers. So they need more. So like demand more from their studios? Like, no. Like, what are they going to do? Like walk in and be like, all right, Redfall, game sucks, fix it. Like, they're doing the best they can. You know, a 60 FPS mode will come to Redfall. It will come eventually.
Do you think this would be a conversation if Halo would have hit like it should have hit?
No, because if Halo hits and it's the industry leader and everybody's playing, everybody's happy. That's the thing. If everybody's happy, then that's
the problem.
We talked about this with PlayStation, right? Like, you get a certain amount of goodwill that you get to borrow against. Like, you get credit with customers. PlayStation had a lot of credit with customers for the games they've been releasing. So they're able to borrow against that credit and do outlandish things like raise the console price and say dumb shit in the media. And people will largely forgive them because they're very happy with the product. That's not the case in Xbox land. That's why 30 FPS becomes a problem. That's why delays become a problem. That's why vacancies become a problem, because the demand is there. They want more, and Xbox just hasn't hit the bell.
I think that, even though Forza is a great game, it's only like such a niche title. People want that Halo, that action game.
Let's say
stuff they're looking for.
Let's be more specific than just say people, because I think a lot of people play Forza. I think more people, not than Halo, but a lot of people play and love Forza.
Oh, I agree.
But I definitely think like your influencer, your gaming media,
yes,
they want more than Forza.
Yeah, Forza's a great game that a lot of people play, but it's not something.
And they play a lot of it.
Drive,
right? They play a long time for years and stuff like that.
It's just not driving any narrative
in the gaming community. And that's why I say, like, the influencers, the hardcore players, like the stuff you're gonna see trending on socials and stuff. It's like Madden. Those players aren't there. They're not doing that. Right? Like the Forza has its own community. They're doing their own thing. They don't give a shit about Starfield. Right?
Yep.
But like the IGNs, the kind of funnies, this type of thing,
pop
the
culture,
circles
basically.
that pop culture, they don't give a shit about Forza.
Nope.
To them, it's
not even a little bit. Yep.
So, yeah, they needed Halo.
And I think Xbox thought Halo was going to be it at a point in time.
Yep.
Did they? Everybody keeps leaving their studios.
They did.
You know, Halo was better than it will be remembered for. It's not as bad as pop culture makes it out to be. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed my time with it. It wasn't anywhere near what it needed to be. And that's the problem. It failed to meet expectations hard. Didn't come close to expectations. And it sucks that that's the case. And maybe some people would be like, the expectations are too high, but I don't think there are such things for Halo. It's like Zelda. The expectations can never be too high, because that is the expectation. It's supposed to blow you away. It's the flagship.
Yeah.
They will. Sorry, Xbox.
I mean, demand? Who demands? Like, what does that make? That doesn't. I don't think that phrase makes sense. Does PlayStation demand more from Naughty Dog? No, I think Naughty Dog demands more from Naughty Dog. I think that's why their game took 9 years to make. Like that's why. I think that's why we still don't have factions. It's not because PlayStation is demanding more from them. I think PlayStation would have been like, yeah, we could have put that out a little while ago.
Yeah, but they can, borrow that credit and be like, come on,
they,
you know what we do. Give us time. We'll be fine.
Because they hit the bar. They're like, don't worry about it. We'll be there when the time comes.
Here's Remake to satiate you for a minute.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit you with that factions. Yeah, basically. Drew says, kind of like your buy or sell, who are overrated/underrated developers? I don't have any answers for this. I don't be paying attention.
I haven't thought about it. I need a minute. BioWare. Overrated.
Overrated?
Yeah.
Wow.
I said I needed a minute to think about it, and then I thought about it. Yeah, I do. I actually believe that one wholeheartely. Sorry, gamers. Sorry, Josh. I know you're mad and come at me, but I
the funny thing is, like when I hear that, it's like half the team that made the BioWare games that people love, they're gone.
And that's the reason why. Yeah,
that's what's so hard for me to even answer this question when I really think about it, is because the teams, so many people have left. Like you think about 343, they just lost a gang of people. So it's like it's hard to say like who's overrated or underrated when so many people leave.
There's a huge flop that tends to happen.
Yeah. Kyle says Activision and EA are overrated by a mile, but there's so many subdivisions of those. So like who at EA?
Yeah.
Like which team at EA? Which team at Activision?
Is overrated? Some of these Call of Duty games are fucking awesome. Like the last one was really good. There's nobody else that can make that game. Who else is making that game?
Respawn at EA. Come on now.
Yeah, really good.
Come on.
Really good.
You know what? Media Molecule. Very underrated.
Underrated?
I think they do it to them. Yes, they are. I think they do it to I think what they're doing is very difficult, and they kind of brought that on themselves. Like Dreams is great. It's fantastic, but I think it was a bit much for people. It's a hard concept to explain.
I think it found the audience it was supposed to find.
But I think that would make them overrated. Like the point you're making is, I think, is the other way.
No, I don't think.
What they made, was really good. But if it misses the mark, right? And it though? If it's not successful,
I don't think it.
I don't think that Dreams missed the mark at all. I think it did exactly what it was supposed to. I think it did exactly what it was supposed to do.
No, I'm not going to argue against you because I like.
The question is, what do they measure as their success though? Like that's the other question. Yes. Like what was their measurement for success?
I don't know.
I don't know because I don't follow them in that way. But
I think they thought Dreams would be a platform that people use, and now they're shutting it down. So I don't think we can say it's a success. I think it was a bad
that would make them
just a bad venture.
See, that's my thing. I don't. But that wouldn't make them overrated. That make them underrated. I think because they made a quality.
I'm not arguing that they're not. I want to be clear.
Yeah.
I am not arguing that they're not. I love Media Molecule, but I love them for Little Big Planet and Tearaway, not Dreams.
Yes.
Like Dreams was not it. Was it impressive? Sure. Did they probably lose a shit ton of money on it? Yeah, I think so.
Of course they did.
Like, I don't think it was particularly.
But Dreams also isn't shutting down. They're shutting down like the live support. But Dreams you can still go in there and create things. They're not shutting off that part of it.
For now.
I think Dreams.
Everything is shut down eventually.
In general makes amazing games that don't get enough credit for being as good
I
as
agree.
it is. In fact,
Tearaway is amazing.
It is. And I think Dreams
they make games that I am not interested in the least.
Yeah.
And you guys know my love for Little Big Planet.
Fuck Little Big Planet.
Fuck you.
Fuck that game. Fuck Sackboy. Fuck Tearaway. Fuck all that cutesy shit. Can't stand it.
What's Sackboy ever did to you?
This is why we need to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
Insomniac is underrated.
Are they?
I was going to ask that.
I think they're perfectly rated. I don't think they're underrated at all.
I think people love Insomniac.
Yeah, I think they're perfectly rated. I think we know exactly what we're getting from them.
Pipeline is incredible. And they just keep killing it, and they just keep showing up. I mean, they're very good. Very good.
Yep.
Like top of the industry good.
And they've been voted like one of the best places to work in LA for the longest, for years, decades probably.
Yeah, maybe they're perfectly rated then. I think the Coalition's underrated. I've been saying that for years. Nobody respects how good the Gears games are. I think maybe they're starting to.
I agree with that.
With a few years
who do they make?
Post, I think that people are starting to. I think people are like, those Gears games are pretty good. Can we get another one?
Coalition lost all of my support when they didn't give me the end of the game. All right.
Oh my god. I think Rare might be overrated.
I think I can agree with that.
I almost want to agree, but it's like Rare ain't even Rare no more. Like the Rare I'm thinking
that's
of.
Why. That's why.
Yeah.
You're dismissing it. I'm just saying that's the reason. Right? People have this thought in their head of like their childhood nostalgia and everything. That's just not the Rare anymore.
Yep.
They did Sea of Thieves though, which is huge success. But then that was also a long time ago. So, but still is a huge success. Still, so I can't take anything from them. Playground is definitely underrated. Playground's incredible. Playground might be one of the best developers in the world.
What do they make?
Forza Horizon.
Oh,
they're very good. I hope they show up in a major way with the Fable game because they are. The Forza Horizon games are incredible. But as you guys pointed out earlier, nobody cares, so nobody knows. But you should know.
Yeah, who cares?
They're very good. One of the best. One of the best in the biz.
I'm gonna pull one out my hat that I think is super underrated. That I'm gonna butcher the name, but will you guys go to studios? The people who make Yakuza, the Like a Dragon series,
okay,
Super Monkey Ball.
I don't know what
I
that
think
is.
they're super underrated because they crank out those Like a Dragons games and they're always really good.
People love the
games
Yakuza stuff. Yeah, people are really into it.
They are really good. They are really good. And even when they changed the series to Like a Dragon, this kind of hasn't skipped the beat. They always do good. They sell good, and they're just solid games. Even like Judgment, people like Judgment a lot. And I think they are very consistent with their lineups, and it's great.
Platinum and Square Enix are overrated.
I don't know what Platinum makes.
Bayonetta.
Exactly.
Can't speak to it. I don't play those games.
I think
the Wonderful 101.
That's a good one. Square Enix is a good one. I think.
I just threw them in there because I wanted to hate them.
I think so.
You think they're overrated?
They hit like.
Really?
They shoot
overrated?
Like 33% of the line.
Really?
I think so.
All right. Moving on. Paul Calico says, did any of you check out the show I asked about last week? Brand new cherry flavor on the Netflix?
Absolutely.
No.
Paul, I don't watch television.
Paul,
he really does not like TV.
And as I get older, I watch less. Like, I haven't watched
week?
a TV show, like an episode of television with my wife. It's like TikTok has taken all of that over. I'd much rather watch 30 minutes of TikToks than any television show. My wife asked me, it was a couple weeks ago, she was like, hey, do you want to watch something? And I was just sitting on the couch, and I think my response was something along, I was like, I'd rather just sit here and not watch anything than watch something. That's just where I am with TV these days. Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just not interested in 25 to 40 minutes of a series that I'm supposed to commit to and watch another one and another. Like, I don't know if it's a time thing. I don't know what it is.
TikTok has taken his commitment. He is committed to TikTok and TikTok only.
I am down to watch a movie. Like, there's a really good movie. I can sit down for an hour or two and get like a good, I'll watch a movie, but I'm over with the series.
Look, I was super busy last week and this week. my son made me go see John Wick 4. He's like, I gotta go see it. So we saw that.
Really good. It's incredible.
It's really good. It's fantastic. And I haven't had time to watch stuff I want to watch. I've been trying to watch this Winnie the Pooh movie for the goddamn longest. And I still haven't watched that or Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't have the time to watch the movies I want to watch, let alone other things.
Yeah, so I got to get through those things first.
Yeah.
The Dev gave that face. Yeah, the Winnie the Pooh horror movie I'm talking about.
I know something. I had no idea that you really wanted to see that. That's
because it sounds good and terrible. Oh yeah, that comes out. I really want to see that too.
Gotta go see that.
I still haven't finished the Mandalorian season yet.
Yeah, see, I'm the exact opposite. I don't really want to sit there and watch a movie, but I will binge a couple episodes of TV. So I finished Mandalorian today. Ended very differently than how I expected, but absolutely loved it. The last movie I saw was the Mario movie. The last movie before that, I don't even remember.
Oh, I saw that too.
Like I'm not.
Last episode of TV I watched. I think it was like an episode of Letterkenny, and it might have been about a month ago.
I don't even know what the hell. What is Letterkenny?
TV show.
It's a TV show.
Yeah, I was watching all the Bad Batch stuff. I caught up on all my Star Wars Bad Batch, my Star Wars Clone Wars. Like that's what I've been watching. I watch that shit all the time. I like cartoons.
I just caught up on wrestling like yesterday. Like all the wrestling I've been watching, I've just caught up on all of it yesterday.
I don't even watch wrestling like in a TV show. I'm usually watching it.
He watches the TikToks.
It's like through TikTok or YouTube clip. Yeah, I'm just like I get in and out.
I don't understand that. My wife will sit there for hours just scrolling through Instagram reels, and I'm like, I don't get it.
TikTok
I don't want to watch TikTok.
Over like
I don't want to watch Instagram reels. Like
when I sit down for a while now, when we sit down to like eat dinner, I throw TikTok up on the TV and we'll just like scroll through TikToks while we eat dinner.
I don't want to watch people. I think that's my biggest thing. Like I don't want to watch people doing stuff. I'm not interested.
Isn't that what you're watching when you're watching TV shows?
No,
watching people doing
because
stuff?
it's scripted. It's a story. Like I don't want to watch people just doing stuff.
It's not real people. It's scripted people.
It's something out in the world. It's completely
TikToks are scripted. I get what you're saying, but I mean, as per usual, I'm the opposite. Where I feel like I want to see more like real life.
Oh, I don't want to see any real life at all.
Like I want to see more of that, actual people.
Yeah, reality TV completely turned me off from wanting to watch people do things ever again. I'm good. That's probably why I don't. But
there's a lot of scripted content on TikTok too. Like there's tons
of stuff
for all those.
I'm not interested. Like, I'm not interested at all.
I'm not trying to win you over.
Yeah, it's just good. Get me the fuck.
I like
out of
it.
Here.
It's like I get micro doses of like comedy, stand-up comedy, like maybe a news story is a funny thing, a cat video, some girls twerking, like, you know, it's just like boom, 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 boom.
He got with the third one.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't even want to watch. I don't even want to watch
the
that.
idea that you're not on TikTok yet is bizarre because there's so much of that. There's so much of that. You can fall down some serious rabbit holes.
All right. So the real part of Paul's question was, what is something he needs to do in Cyberpunk? He just started it last weekend, and who else is excited to go back and play the Forbidden West DLC? Love you guys.
About the Liberty, the Phantom Liberty thing. Oh,
I don't remember anything I did in Cyberpunk. I just remember it being fun.
Gotta go the taxis, man. All the taxis.
What?
There are like these. What do you call it? Like when the AIs go rogue. What do you call it?
AIs go rogue.
There's like a word for it.
Rampant?
Deviant?
Yeah. There's like rampant taxis. I think is it rampant? I don't think it's rampant.
Well, that's when the AI like goes rogue. It's called in certain media it's called rampant. So, but either way, go find the rogue taxis.
I think you're close, but I don't think it's rampant.
I don't know.
Rampancy is a terminal state of being for artificial intelligent constructs in which the AI behaves contrary to its programming imposed constraints.
Is that? Because I looked up the definition for rampant and that wasn't it.
Well, I typed in AI going rampant. So
okay. All right.
it's only because
Paul?
I forgot what it was where that happened to AI in some video game or something I was playing.
Yeah. But yes, that's it. The what are they called? Like
Date Pan Am.
Delamain
That's
or
what you
something
do.
like that. They do
That's what
that.
you do, Paul.
And there's like a whole quest line. You go find them. There's like little fetch quests and stuff like that. They're good.
Whatever you do, Paul, go date Pan Am.
Absolutely.
That's
Anything
what
with Pan Am all the time.
Go do
They
that.
just change the game to Pan Am.
Yes,
Just get rid of everybody else.
I agree.
Watch Netrunners or whatever the hell it's called, the Cyberpunk TV show. Watch that instead. That's what I did. I didn't play the game. I tried. I couldn't get into it.
There you go.
John says, how are you guys liking the playoffs opening week? Kings, Heat, Giannis. Crazy times.
I'm enjoying it. Heat won.
Is Giannis out?
I mean,
I don't
he's
think so.
he's listed as questionable for game 2.
Dude, they're in trouble
think
if he's out.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna play.
They
I
need
think
him
he's
back.
going to try to play. I think he's going to try to play for sure. Tyler Hero is out for sure. But if Giannis isn't playing, the Heat are like the absolute worst team for them to go against.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I immediately thought on the podcast last week. I was like, you know what? Maybe he gets hurt, and this is Philly's thing. Like, you've got to be Philadelphia. You just got to be sitting there like fingers crossed. You're like, oh,
Mhm.
please, baby, please.
Yeah, this is.
I've enjoyed the playoffs. I haven't watched a whole lot. Again, clips and highlights on YouTube and TikTok and stuff
Me
like
too.
that.
I've been so
I
busy.
watched the
so I haven't
Cavs games in person. I watched a lot of the Clippers game last night. But outside of that, I haven't watched the full games.
Yeah, me either.
But it seems to be competitive. This Cavs Knicks series is fucking drag out. I'm enjoying that a lot. So
I was going to send you a picture, but I forgot you're not on Twitter anymore, Donnie. Somebody,
Nope.
they had the picture of the Cavs, like the picture the Cavs took after the game. People were like, they took that picture like they won the championship. It's just one goddamn game. The picture is funny.
So I understand why people would say that and why that's funny to like fans in other towns, but it's not in Cleveland. Like this is the first team that has done anything ever of merit in Cleveland outside of LeBron James in 25
In
years.
a long, long time.
So in Cleveland, into that franchise, the people that are there, it's a big deal. It's a big deal that they made the playoffs. It was a big failure last year that they missed. It's a big deal that they made the playoffs. It's a big deal that they won a game in the playoffs. And I understand that people may think that's dumb to celebrate or to be happy about, but it's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Just
The
like it's a big
Lakers-
deal for Sacramento.
Yeah. Sacktown.
Oh, it's a huge thing.
Fuck them.
Yeah. And it may not seem that way because we have a championship, but it's so much of being a Cavs fan, like so much of being of the Cavs existence for this century is just LeBron James.
Just Cleveland in general.
Yeah, there's people
have an identity outside of him.
There's people that think that we'll never do anything ever again without him. I told you guys the screenshot. I had people talking about trying to trade Donovan Mitchell for LeBron James after game 1 now. That person that I sent that to you, if you didn't, you saw that screenshot, right, Dev?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a person I know. The Cleveland Cavaliers posted like an article and I responded to it. And this random stranger showed up and was like, we need LeBron back. So
funny.
God damn.
It's a big deal. It's a big in
So
Cleveland.
ridiculous.
It's a big deal.
So ridiculous.
I thought that was also ridiculous. And I did save it to get my receipts because I was like, I'm gonna come back to this one. Like this person's an idiot. That series is tough. It definitely is the most even series in round 1. And those guys are playing hard and they're beating the shit out of each other, and it's a lot of fun to watch. I hope we don't have any major injuries that because one injury on either side could swing that whole series. It's like so razor thin. And I would just hate to take away from it because it feels old school. Every screen, every bump, every pass, every shot's all contested. It's like there's nothing that's being given. And I, for one, am just enjoying the ride.
My Lakers just lost to a jawless Grizzlies team.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
God.
103-93. You know why we lost? I'm blaming Anthony Davis. He had 13 points and 9 rebounds. We're not going to get it done with Anthony Davis doing that.
No, that's true. You're not going to do that. I
He was
thought
4
the
for 14
Grizzlies
from the field.
I thought the Grizzlies
Anthony
have
Davis
had
better
their
than Penny
wings
Hardaway?
clipped. Like without Ja, I wrote them off.
Yeah,
they're
no,
done.
they stepped up and got it
Wow,
done.
good on them. They got some fight left in them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Cavs were going to lose game 1. I told Jack on the way to the car show, I was like, yeah, they're probably going to lose game 1 and pick one up in New York. Kind of how I figured. I figured it's their first game. It's their first game of the playoffs. They're playing against teams been there. I thought the spot might be a little bit big for them. Right? Intensity, like the physicality. You know, Tibbs has got his team playing tough. They're throwing a lot of elbows. They're throwing a lot of shoulders. They're pushing dudes around. Jared Allen and Mobley are getting, shoved.
I think the best games of the playoffs right now are the Cavs, New York, and the Suns and the Clippers. I think they're the best games to actually watch.
I loved watching Suns Clippers last night.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start taking the Suns because Kevin Durant looks like he's rounding into form.
Yeah.
Like he's starting to get to looking like Kevin Durant again. I'm like, oh, shit.
Cheating. He is just cheating.
Kawhi gave him everything I think Kawhi has to give, and they lost.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like Kawhi was on fire last night. And I don't think Paul George in that game changes a whole lot, to be honest. The only thing about Durant that I have noticed, and he's just like I'm giving him a lot of credit, or a lot of benefit of the doubt because I feel like he's getting his legs underneath him. But he, for long periods of that game, is like their only big man. And I see him in the paint as Clippers are driving into the paint, and he's just not contesting.
Yeah.
And like they just need him to contest, like try to do something, alter the shot, put your hand up.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a whole lot of clips of like Russell Westbrook or Kawhi at the in a layup pose, and Durant like right next to them, just staring at them in the air. Like, dude, do something.
Anything.
Like,
yeah, something.
Yeah, he's just like literally just like watching them.
It's like, oh,
hands on his
nice.
hips. But he doesn't need to. That's the thing. Like they won. They won. It was a good contested game, but they were comfortably in charge of that game.
Yeah. What happened to Aiden? It's like it just feels like Aiden just kind of fell off.
He had a good game. He
had
like
14 and 10.
15. Yeah, he had a game. Like he just I don't think it's him. I think it's the Clippers. The Clippers are dictating him off the floor. So Durant has to fill in. They have no other size.
God, Booker had 38 last night too.
He was filthy too.
Mm-hmm. His mid-range is just dirty. Like just him, Durant, and CP3, just mid-range is not. They're just mid-range assassins.
Was balling.
Yeah, he was pure Westbrook. Like I'm going downhill. I'm getting in there. I'm getting grimy. Like he got it done.
And that's because they don't have like real physical, bigs.
Yeah.
He can do that against them. And bigger teams would probably give them a lot of problems.
Yeah.
But as long as if Durant keeps taking steps, like he looks, there were more than a few moments last night where I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You can see it, like the step, the glide, the land. I'm like, oh, it's back. He's feeling
full
it.
Durantula.
Yeah, it's coming. It's not there yet, but you give him game 4, game 5. It might be. Don't be surprised if it's like Durant at 39, 12, and 9 last night. He might come through here in a minute because he's looking like he's starting to feel it.
Yep. And he doesn't have to be the man either. That's what they have Devin Booker for. That's the other thing. He doesn't need to lead the team because he's not a leader. You got CP3, you got Book. He can just be Durant.
On my Cavs front, they go back to New York. They need to split. I think it's possible, but last night in the second quarter, they got a few calls that went their way, and they got a lot of confidence, and it was just like it just snowballed. Like they just got going, and they just steamrolled the Knicks. And I don't know what that game looks like without it, because the Cavs are not getting anything right now from Chetty or Okoro or Rubio or Wade, like their entire bench unit is basically not showing up. The Cavs are playing like they're basically playing 6 people. And I just don't think that's a very good recipe for success. Like they might be able to get through New York. Like I that's the part that gives me major concern because I thought at some point they would have to shrink because I don't really believe in those bench guys either. I just didn't think they'd do it against the Knicks. I thought they'd do it against Milwaukee or Philly or something. Like the fact they're doing it now, I'm like, oh shit. Like, that's not good, man. Because they're like one dude from like rolling an ankle or, you know, having an off shooting night from being in real trouble.
Yeah.
But they got Mitchell and they got Garland. And if they're going, it may not matter against the Knicks. Like if Garland and Mitchell are both going, it might be enough. But and my other synopsis is Mobley's missing bunnies. Easy ones. He doesn't look comfortable, and the stage might just be a bit bright for him right now. He's in the paint. You know, he's on Randall. Randall's no defensive stalwart. He's getting looks that he's drained all year long. I mean, he's missing shit from like 6 feet. You know, like he's basically just putting his big ass hand up over the hoop and like dropping it in, and he's just missing it. You know, a lot of shit's just clanking off the front of the rim and stuff. He's just out of sorts a bit. I'm not sure if I don't think it's the Knicks. That's in game 1. I was like, the Knicks might have these guys. I mean, remember the Cavs almost won game 1. Cavs played pretty terribly in game 1 and they still almost won. But in game 1, I was starting to think that maybe the physicality of the Knicks were really bothering Cleveland. But in game 2, they came back and they were ready for that shit. They were throwing shoulders and getting back into it. I was like, okay. So it's not the Knicks. I think it just might be the moment. I think he just might be feeling the pressure a bit. They're giving him too many shots for him to play that way. Can't be taking 14 shots if you're fucking, you know, being soft on 6-footers. Okay?
Go hard or don't go at all.
You're right. If you're gonna be soft on 6-footers, then you get 6 shots, not 16. Either make them or pass the ball. So, but I don't want to talk about my Cavs the whole damn time. What do you guys think about what else? What about your Heat?
Oh, they had a solid game. They got lucky as fuck. I think they can win this series if everything goes the right way.
If Giannis is out. If Giannis comes back, you're not winning.
If Giannis is out, they can win it. If Giannis comes back,
I agree with you there. But the problem with
either way, we're screwed. I don't think we're getting out in the second round.
They're talented. Milwaukee's very talented, even without Giannis. The problem is, like the Cavs teams that were built around LeBron, they're built around Giannis. They don't know how to play without him. People used to make fun of the Cavs when LeBron would sit or go out. They would like always lose. And people never respect like just how involved, like he's the fulcrum for everything. And that's how Giannis plays at Milwaukee. Yeah, he's everything.
I don't think he's going to be going that long. I think he's going to play next game. Maybe at the game after that, if anything.
I was surprised.
But Tyler,
when I saw him get hurt, I thought he'd come back. And the fact they ruled him out early, I was like, he might be like really, really hurt. And that's what I'm scared of. Because they haven't been very definitive, and I'm just wondering if they're like hoping he comes back, but like he might be hurt.
Yeah. Tyler Hero being out is a big deal, though. That's going to be a problem. But Kevin Love played pretty good.
You got Max Struss, right? Struess?
Yeah.
Sounds like a Streets of Rage character.
Max
Struess. The challenger approaches. Yeah, I wouldn't. I if the Cavs played like they played against the Knicks, against the Heat would probably beat them. You gotta play better. I wouldn't want to face the Heat.
Gotta step it up.
What about what are the other series? What about Denver?
I'm not paying that series any attention.
Have you written off Denver?
Oh.
I haven't written them off. I just don't care.
With Ja out, I think Denver was. I mean, it's hard to say they're the favorite, but you know what I mean. Like, they're probably the favorite. Of course, they're the favorite, the number 1 seed. But I don't think anybody was thinking that 10 days ago. But if Ja is out, they're probably the favorite because I think I don't know.
I don't
Like,
know
if
how he didn't break anything, so I think Ja is out as it's a bone bruise. So I don't know how serious that is. You know,
Does a well-oiled Lakers or Suns? Do you think they beat the Nuggets? If all things are even,
maybe because Jokic doesn't play the pick and roll very well, so you can try to abuse that, try to get some good matchups, try to get some good buckets that way. But it's really hard to say because, quite honestly, outside of the regular season, Denver hasn't done shit in the playoffs.
yeah, they got to earn that respect.
Yeah, so I don't really.
I think the
I
Suns
don't
can
trust
beat them
them.
on just talent and shots. Like they could just make enough shots to win. But I just think Denver is a better team.
Yeah.
Denver, like of everybody in the West, if Memphis isn't gelled and they're not going and people are in and out, right? They don't have Ja. They don't have their big man. Like Denver still plays as a team. And I think in the playoffs, team basketball means a lot. I don't think
Well, we got one of the answers.
I don't think Phoenix is quite playing like a team yet.
The Heat got whooped tonight by the Bucks, 138 to 122.
Was Giannis back?
No, he was not out. He was
That's
out.
not good.
Yeah.
So, series is tied 1-1.
Dude,
So, yeah,
speaking of getting whooped, sorry to interrupt you. Dude, Boston is swallowing Atlanta. They are eating their fucking lunch. Derek White is destroying Trae Young's career. Like,
Much
in
like his
prime
hairline has
time
been destroyed.
on 4K, like just killing this man.
Atlanta has no business in the playoffs. I'm sorry.
I agree with you, but
no
I didn't
business
think it would be
being
like this. I mean, they look like they're playing like I would watch the first half of the first game, and Boston was literally getting in. It looked easy, like a summer league game.
Boston was in the finals last year. Like, they're that team.
Yeah,
like,
but
no joke. They have
Hawks
playoff
beat Boston
savvy.
a couple years ago, didn't they? In the playoffs?
I don't know about in like a full series. Maybe they did, but I feel like Boston, like that team, has that like serious, like deep playoff experience at this point.
They're here for
Like,
business.
They know what it takes. Like
you can see it on their face. They're here for business.
That team is about that business. I feel like Atlanta's still trying to figure it out.
They traded Luka for Trae Young,
which is crazy.
And it will bother me my entire life. I'm not even a Hawks fan. I was yelling at my friend. My best friend was here with me during the draft, and I wanted the Cavs to trade everything they owned for that third pick, and Atlanta traded the pick to Dallas. They didn't have to do anything. Could have just taken him.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, Derek White is destroying Trae Young's career. Just as one man is just, and like when he switches off him, he switches to Marcus Smart, and it doesn't get any better.
Apparently, Trae Young is the most overrated player in the NBA, according to unanimous NBA players.
Probably correct. Because people think he's Steph, but he don't make threes like Steph.
Mm-mm.
And Steph can actually play defense.
Mm-hmm. Steph also gets to the hole better, too.
I mean, it's bad. Like, they looks like they need to bench him bad. He's out there like Chetty and shit. You're like, what are you doing out here, man? Get him off the floor. And last night they played well, Atlanta. They hit about as many threes as I think you could expect. They're not shooting great, but they're not a great shooting team to begin with.
Nope.
And they still just not even close.
Yeah, I think they're going to get swept.
Yeah, definitely looks like a sweep.
They're getting swept. So
and it might be game 3. Game 3 might break them if Boston comes out and puts the foot down.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, that'll be it.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
So with playoff basketball in mind,
down.
Exactly. Speaking of the foot. Marshall says, will anyone ever admit that Draymond, as flawed as he is, got a raw deal with his stomp business? I think I've seen this stomp at WrestleMania. And then KTP adds to that. Kyle adds to that. Since Sacramento Kings are up 2-0 versus the Warriors, what are the chances they sweep them with Draymond suspended?
0 chance the Warriors get swept.
Yeah. Can't carry Steph Curry.
Done. Swept? No. Steph's not letting them get swept. He ain't going out like that. Swept? Steph would have to get hurt for them to get swept.
Yes.
Are you counting them out? I'm not counting the Warriors
I'm not counting them out. I don't count out a team with Steph Curry on.
I think I'm counting them out. I think the Kings are just beating them.
Yeah.
All of this shit aside, it's overshadowing the Kings are just minute to minute better right now than the Warriors are.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean it's going to be that way forever. If Steph or Clay get hot, they be right back in this thing real quick. I'm not ruling them out yet. There still might be some
rule them out. I really want to rule them out because I feel like Draymond, I just feel like they're not. They still have yet to gel completely as a team. It feels like they're still trying to figure too many things out. And now Draymond, you got to be a little bit more mindful of what you mean to the team instead of doing something stupid and getting suspended.
That's Draymond being Draymond.
Yeah,
Draymond.
And I think the Kings are just kind of locked in.
Property on the PA system. He just want to stomp. He wasn't trying to hurt nobody.
The Kings are hungry and they're playing hungry.
Yep,
they are.
Yeah, about it. Reminds me of the Golden State team.
Yes.
Yep.
1000%.
They want it. They want it
them.
so bad.
They can taste
they're playing a bit above themselves. They're playing a bit above themselves, but they got to go back to Oracle. So, got to do it there too.
Draymond got to be smarter than that, though, man.
He does.
That's the thing with him. Yeah, this is what's his Marshall? No, I'm not going to admit that. No, Draymond. He got baited. You can scream until the cows come home that he got baited and try to make it seem like it's not his fault. If he pulled out a gun and shot him, is that okay? He got baited, but he got baited. He allowed himself to be baited into it. The problem isn't the stomp. I mean, it kind of is the stomp, but the problem isn't that he got baited. The problem is that he always gets baited.
Yeah,
the problem
he should
is that
know better.
He has a profile. He has a rap sheet. Everybody that goes against him knows it. They're trying to get into his head. They're trying to make him fuck up, and he lets them, and it comes through, and he hurts his team by doing it.
Yep.
So that's Draymond being Draymond, and no, if you stomp on somebody, you're going to get suspended. I don't care if you think it's a good stomp or a bad stomp or you can't stomp on people. That's all that matters.
And he could have easily not done that. He could have easily just
fell
stood
down.
there and looked down what?
He could have just stood there.
Yeah.
If he would have been like, why are you holding my leg? Right? He would have got the tech and not thrown out. But he didn't. He stomped on him. And the problem with this is every time this happens, it's honestly, I'll say it. It's just like the Will Smith slap. Every time some celebrity breaks out and does something on a national stage, usually on television, there's always this reaction, this group that's that's what it gets. It's they want to see the violence. And I'm not sure if it's just us 90s kids. It's just a bunch of attitude generation kids, but it's you can't condone that. I don't care if you don't think it was that big a deal. You just can't condone it. Because then what? What if Al Horford stomps on Trae Young next? You can't, you can't allow it to happen. Right? You just can't. Not when you've got cameras on. You can't. If this was
and then that's the fact that you're going to do that and then the way you're reacting to the crowd, come on, man.
You can't do that when
it's just
you're in the playoffs for a championship.
I just don't think you can do that when you're on national TV and expect nothing to happen. You just can't do that, right? You just
especially with his history. Come on,
especially with his history, right? That's why he got suspended. Yeah. He got suspended because of his history. If it was Mobley and something, fouls, techs, no suspension.
Yeah,
but he got suspension because this is Draymond. This dude punched out his teammate and threw
kicking fools in the balls.
Yeah, kicking people all the time. Yeah, I mean, that's why. I mean, it's like Rodman being like, "What am I doing?" It's come on, man. Yeah. You know what the fuck's happening. You did this.
Having a wild year.
So, and I mean, this is the same league and the same sport that's had people punch fans and choke cameramen and shit. You can't give. I feel like it's a slippery slope. You can't give somebody that edge. You can't be like, all right, we'll let him get away with one. No, that is a recipe for disaster.
For disaster, 100%.
Just absolute disaster. You can't I feel like emotions run too high in the NBA. We were talking about like a few months ago. We're like, man, Ja and the Grizzlies are fucking flashing guns at people outside the bus. You can't be letting people kick people in the game.
Yeah.
That's going to go very poorly at some point. So,
yeah, absolutely. Kyle also said, would the 2000-2002 Sacramento Kings be the favorites if they played in this year's playoffs?
In the West?
What?
Uh-huh. Who was on the 2000-2002 Sacramento Kings?
It's probably C-Web and them.
C-Web in them, yeah.
C-Web.
Mike Bibby, Doug Christie, Bobby Jackson, Jabari Smith, Peja Stojakovic, Hito Turkoglu, Gerald Wallace, and Chris Webber.
That's a good team.
Lawrence Funderburk.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot about him. He went to Ohio State.
I don't know.
You would know that.
Favorites.
You would know that.
I remember the name. Probably. Yeah. In the West.
In the West?
I think they might be the favorite in the West. Maybe. Because, who is the favorite in the West? We're talking about Denver. We're talking about the Suns. The Suns are the 6th seed.
5 or 6, yeah.
We're like, who is the favorite in the West? The Suns, the 6th seed?
The West, like 4 through 8 were like a game or two apart.
Divac. I forgot about Vlade. Sorry. It's a good team. A lot of wings. Not a lot of shooting.
No, there was no.
That might be their Achilles heel.
In this era, absolutely. Yeah. They go against a team like you go against a team like like Golden State, who's shooting the lights out. Who are you putting out there? Christie?
They got Bibby and Peja. They can shoot.
Peja could shoot. Bibby wasn't like a 3-point killer. He could shoot, but he wasn't like.
On.
Do we really look at Bibby as a 3-point shooter?
I always have. Maybe I'm wrong. I always have. In my head, I always thought of that.
I never thought of him as like a 3-point.
He shot career 38% from 3.
Yeah, but
in 2001, he shot 42% from 3.
How many threes was he shooting?
Pretty decent.
Like, that's the other thing. It was just a different league where they weren't shooting anywhere near as many threes, and the 3-point threat on that team was Peja.
He shot 4.6 a game.
He was.
Yeah.
He shot 6.2 a game in 2005.
Yeah,
He shot 38% then.
He could shoot, but he wasn't like a volume 3-point shooter like the league is now.
In Atlanta, he shot 42% and he averaged 5.5 a game.
Yeah. Peja was a 3-point shooter. Sorry. I'm not looking at Bibby for threes. It's just not what
And Hito could shoot it too.
Hito could.
Yeah. He could shoot 3 every now and again.
I just wonder, does Webber become, in this era, does he become like
in this era, Webber's a center.
Yeah. And not a center that can step out of the paint and really do much.
No. He's a bruiser.
Mm-hmm.
And probably would be really good though. Chris Webber as a small ball 5 would be thunderous, actually. It's like Zion.
Yeah.
The league wasn't as big, as heavy as it was when he was there, right?
Yeah.
So,
because think about it. He was a forward. They also have Vlade and Scott Pollard, like actually getting minutes playing center. Like such a drastically different league.
Shaq and all that shit and Duncan and all that. Like they had to really go through bigs. In today's league, he is the big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are very few people like and honestly, in today's league, dude, Chris Webber is murdering Jokic.
Yeah.
Like he's like, excuse me. This is who I've got to guard. Are you fucking kidding me? That'd be pretty sick, actually. I don't.
So different of a league. It's so weird.
I think Webber would crush Draymond.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Webber was so good.
If you think Draymond was getting out of sorts now, let Chris Webber get a hold of him for 80 minutes.
Yeah.
He might stab him. Weber was great.
Yeah, he was.
He's a nutcase, but he was really good.
Absolutely.
2002, he averaged 23, 11, 2, and 2.
In a league with big people that
Real
he had to
bigs.
deal with every night. Yeah.
Hang on.
Real bigs.
Nope. I was looking at two pointers. No, he averaged 27. 27, 11. 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks.
That's impressive.
He was baller. Chris
He
Webber
was.
was no joke. Ooh, Ryan said, who gets more name drops in this episode, wrestlers or NBA players? Are there any words that you learned from video games? For him, he learned optimize and auxiliary.
Auxiliary is a good one. I feel like I learned that from like
NBA
Starship
players
Troopers or
definitely
some
got
war
more
movie or something.
References.
Definitely
we
more
didn't-
NBA stuff.
Yeah, we didn't reference no wrestling really. It was like a half a reference.
Nothing to
I
talk
can't-
about. Just how terrible AEW is.
Damn, just hate on AEW. The hate.
Delvin and
It's the
company
penny-
just don't like
It's
it.
the Penny Hardaway of wrestling.
It is the Penny Hardaway of wrestling.
God damn.
It absolutely is. Remembered better than it ever was. For sure.
Wow.
Delvin's down here all of a sudden trying to talk about how great Goldberg is because they're like, he's coming to AEW.
Goldberg's great. I've
No,
always
he's
said
not.
Goldberg's great.
He never has been.
Yes, he is.
Oh my
He is
God.
great.
He's not.
What defines great?
Goldberg's great.
Does he put butts in the seats?
Sucks.
Yes.
Does he put butts in the seats?
Absolutely does.
Then that's great. That's great for wrestling, right? You want
He
an attraction,
absolutely does.
right?
Sound like Chase. Maybe look at Brock.
I'm asking, like, is an attraction? Is that great? Is that what you want in wrestling?
Yes.
Do you need
If
to have
it's
somebody
Goldberg,
Goldberg's
who's
an attraction.
so?
Not if it's Goldberg.
Goldberg's
So you
an
want
attraction.
actual wrestling? You want actual skill?
Not
But
always.
sometimes, do you?
Not
If
if it's
Goldberg is just
What I'm
Goldberg,
going to do is I'm going to
does it work?
search the Discord to go find a time where Delvin was making fun of Goldberg.
I
I'm
love
sure it
Goldberg.
exists.
Goldberg's one of my
Yeah,
favorite
I do
wrestlers.
think you
I've
do like
multiple
Goldberg.
times said that.
I hate Goldberg.
Yeah, I'm the one who likes Goldberg. Everybody else hates Goldberg.
He's
Goldberg's a little attraction. He's like
Goldberg.
he's somebody you can bring in for a short period of time, build him up real quick, and have somebody that you want to build up be a star beat him like a Wardlow.
If you search Goldberg in our Discord, it's just me hating on Goldberg for like 8 years.
See, see.
You're talking about you wanted Goldberg Lashley. Maybe you'll get Goldberg Jericho. There you go, and you can be
I
happy.
think you're definitely gonna get
You can
Goldberg
go
Jericho.
home. You can go home a happy camper.
You're gonna get Goldberg versus the Jericho Appreciation Society.
The
which is-
what? Never mind.
The
Never mind. I
Jericho
don't want to know.
Appreciation
I
Society.
don't want to
Correct.
know.
You don't want
I
to know,
don't want to know. I don't
and
care.
that is the perfect place to put Goldberg at.
To answer your
Perfect
question,
place.
Dev, in 2021, apparently this was the last time maybe Goldberg had a match. I don't remember. But Kyle the Pug just tagged me and he says, Donnie, I just want to let you know the crowd is booing Goldberg. There you go. And of course, over there in All Marks Wrestling, they'll talk about how great it is. Everybody hated it when Vince McMahon had Goldberg, but when AEW does it, it'll be amazing. Because that's how it works in the wrestling landscape.
It's the same way. People booed Cody Rhodes in AEW, and then he went to WWE and became their biggest star. It's just weird like that.
I don't understand wrestling. I've given up. Have you guys learned
Donnie
any words from video games at all? I can't think.
I don't know
of
if I
anything.
learned it, but I probably did. But I always associate the word oblivion with Turok.
It's funny because when you say Oblivion, I think of Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Scrolls Oblivion.
Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like 10 years before that. Not that long. It wasn't that long, but it was
Yeah,
sooner. It was
I don't
earlier
know.
than that. When did Oblivion come out?
Mm.
06? 05?
That sounds right. I've never played it, so I don't know. I see the cover.
Turok came out like 98, maybe 97.
Yeah, had to be because it definitely came out before I graduated from high school and in '64 or so, something like that. But I don't associate the word Oblivion with Turok at all.
No, I get you. It's just the cheat code.
Oh,
Beware,
okay.
Oblivion is a hand.
I don't even know what Oblivion is in the game, so
It's cheat code in Turok. It unlocks all the weapons.
Huh.
I've known it ever since I played it.
I don't think I ever put a single code into that game.
It's like my Konami code. It's like the one cheat code in my head that I've never forgotten.
Interesting. I can't think of any words that I can associate to learning or remembering from video games personally.
Me neither.
I read a lot of books. I don't know. Last question of the night. Delvin Jr. says, what's a PC game you'd like to come to console? First of all, we don't want PC games coming to console. We want the reverse. We don't want the reverse. All right, stop it.
PC games
He's going to say the one game that he wants to come to console. That
PC exclusives.
Sense.
I would love Pizza Tower, whatever the hell that is, to come to console so we can play it on the Switch. So he didn't want to come to a console. He wants to come to the Switch. I'm not even considering switching
Google
the console.
Pizza Tower. It's a cool
I'm not.
type of platformer game that he likes. He loves.
And then he says also, what's a game on console you want to see on PC? Sims is on console.
Is it on console?
Yeah, it came to console. Sims 4 came to console.
Yeah, but aren't they like new Sims or whatever?
I don't think they've gone past Sims 4. I think Sims 4 is still the last one.
4 is the last one.
Damn, I tried.
The only thing would have been Diablo. Diablo finally came. World of Warcraft, maybe.
Yeah, Warcraft's a good one. Good call.
That would be cool.
But at this day and age, I don't want shit to come to console. I'd rather play it on PC.
Yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of
What
my
about the
head.
Valve games? Any of their games on console?
I know they had the orange box that had
Black Mesa. I think that's what it's called.
That's what that is.
That one. That's the remake of Half-Life.
Sean wants me to play it.
But Half-Life is on console. It's not even real. It's not even a remake. It's just like somebody's like because it wasn't done by Valve.
What about
But Half-Life was on PS3. It was part of the orange box.
I'm looking at all of these. I'm looking at Google the PC exclusives, and like every one of these games have all come to console. I mean, because why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you put it on console?
Yeah,
that's
to
where
go the opposite way. Anything
play games. That's where people buy games for like full price. Dota.
Yeah.
I don't want it to come.
I could care less about
Dota. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same. I'm like, I don't. Doesn't mean anything for me. I looked through my library and I got nothing. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I got one. It's called Elekhead. Did it ever come to console?
Elekhead?
Elekhead. Like electric ed. Elekhead.
But you want it to come to console.
Oh, I Googled it and it says buy Elekhead on Xbox. So never mind. Disregard.
What about you, Delvin? You're the resident console player here.
I was gonna say he's the PC guy, right?
No,
I'm looking to make sure.
Not at all.
Yeah, I guess Half-Life, because only Half-Life 2 and episode 2 came, not the original Half-Life. So yeah, that's the one.
Would you play it?
That could come to console. I'll play it, yeah.
God, game is so old.
Is Sons of the Forest? That's not on console yet, right?
No.
That's a pretty cool one.
The hell is Sons of the Forest?
Popular PC survival game.
Let me look at my
Valheim just came.
Oh, is that the second? Is that part 2? To the Forest?
I think so.
That was supposed to come to PlayStation. They showed that at the very first PlayStation experience.
No. The Forest is out.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Sons
of the Forest is different.
The sequel, right? No?
Yes, it is.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Sequel, but I don't think that's out yet, though. I think that is supposed to be coming to console eventually, though.
Yeah, but it's out on PC. You can play now.
Yeah.
And it made waves. It's a big deal.
One
of my boys plays it.
The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog. That'll be a fun game to come to consoles.
What?
And it's free.
Rejected!
That's a fun one. People will play that.
Was it fun? Did you play it?
I played it.
And it was
I didn't
fun.
play the
No,
whole
he
thing,
did.
but It's a visual novel. It's what
And
you
it was
expect.
fun.
But you didn't finish
It's
it.
fun for what it is. It's fun for free.
Why you didn't finish it?
That's not
It
fun.
was so
then.
fun.
Because I don't have time. I'm
Baldur's
playing
Gate
Resident Evil. I gotta beat
3?
Resident Evil first.
Isn't that coming to console eventually? I think it's only in early access.
Dev, I'm trying.
The question wasn't what games could. It said, what games do you want to come?
I gave one, Half-Life.
There you go. We got Half-Life from Delvin. There's
You should just
nothing
play it
that
on
I
your Steam
want.
Deck.
I am actually playing on my Steam Deck.
Then why do you want it to come to console?
Because that's just the question. We don't have a choice here. There's nothing really there. that we
Oh,
can pick. I'm trying to, let me look.
there. You can easily say nothing. That's also an answer. That's the
Half-Life would be
answer
fun
I'm
on
giving.
console.
What it? Maybe
Yeah,
PS3. 30 years ago.
I've never played Half-Life.
I've played a very small portion of it.
That's
I'm
one
looking at
franchise I
games
have a
online.
major blind spot.
I could care less about Half-Life. And kick rocks. Okay, well, that's gonna do it for episode 83 of the PlayStation. I said PlayStation. See, I'm tired. I'm sick. I'm ready to
Damn.
go to bed. 83 of the Play Some Video Games podcast. I'm your host, Dad Into Dev. That's Johnny Eat the Hype Reese, and that's Stomp down there trying to figure out something. I don't know what he's doing. Get the damn tapes. Take the hard drive out. Get us the tapes. All right?
Doing that.
Get the adapter. Delvin Jr., get an adapter.
Yeah. Help your father
Rick.
out.
He's old.
I am.
Please help him so much. He
Can't
needs so much
see
help.
very well anymore. Doesn't know
Nope, I
computer
cannot.
things.
All right. I got nothing else. Play some video games.
Deuces.